Here in breezy Birmingham, Alabama, it's the 74th annual Magic City Classic at Legion Field as the Alabama A&M Bulldogs take on the Alabama State Hornets. Well, flashback in time 1 year ago, A&M scores from 49 yards out. This touchdown pass to Kevin McKenzie gave the Bulldogs a 37-36 lead. Field goal was missed at the buzzer, wide left, and James Spady victorious in his first ever Magic City Classic. Meanwhile, Alabama State's Brian Jenkins will try to duplicate that feat as we take you down to the locker room.
Cheerleading doesn't win ball games. Execution, attitude, and finish wins ball games. Always be on the swarm. Always be on the attack. Hold nothing back. Play with control, emotion. You control it. You don't let it control you. Discipline, detail, follow through, finish. You guys understand what I'm saying? Yes, sir. Let's do it together. Let's go. Let's go.
Well, if that doesn't get you ready to go, nothing will. Alongside the former Howard and NFL quarterback Jay Walker, I am Roy Philpott. This game, this Magic City Classic, means everything to both of these programs.
I mean, this has become the premier HBCU Classic in America. This is the largest platform that these student athletes will have in their careers. Coaches realize the importance of it. This is a must-win game for both teams.
There's certainly a lot going on outside the stadium. What about on the field? What are you looking for today, Jay?
It's been interesting to see how these coaches would go about dealing with all the distractions that take place here at this stadium. For Alabama State, it was simple. Stay focused on the game, playing between the tackles. Alabama A&M head coach James Spady talked to me before the game. He said the approach is way different than it has to be. This game is bigger than just a normal football game. Leave it all on the field, but enjoy the experience. And you're playing on national television, go out and represent your university.
It's going to be a lot of fun as we take a look at the series history. Alabama State leads it overall, 39 wins versus 36 losses and 3 ties. The Bulldogs' last 2 victories have occurred by just 1 point. And we certainly expect more fireworks this afternoon. Well, the head coach for the Bulldogs of Alabama A&M is James Spady, year 2. And in search of his second win. And meanwhile, at Alabama State, Brian Jenkins, the head coach. As we are just about set and ready to go, Alabama A&M won the coin toss and deferred as the Hornets will receive first. And inside the 5-yard line with some running room across the 30. And finally brought down crossing the 40 after a return of 38 yards. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Hornets. A critical start. Always important for both of these programs.
For Alabama State, all 3 quarterbacks are in play today. You talked to the coaching staff, and before the game, Coach Jenkins said that Duhart, Richardson, as well as Toppings had great weeks in practice. We could see a QB shuffle for the Hornets.
Duhart will get the start. Had a high ankle sprain early this season. Was put on the shelf for a little while, but now is back in the starting lineup. Brian Jenkins telling us this week he won't hesitate to play multiple quarterbacks, and that's kind of what we expect, Jay.
And that's been his trademark throughout his career, even prior to coming to Alabama State when he's at Bethune-Cookman. Never quite felt comfortable just having one quarterback. Always thought you were only as good as your weakest link. That includes your starting quarterback and the backup quarterback.
Lee Thomas in motion, leads the Hornets in receiving and rushing. And they'll go deep on the first play, and it's caught inside the 20. Demario Bell with the grab, tackled by Jalen Dorsey. And in business is Alabama State on its opening possession, a gain of 43 yards.
And the Hornets have been waiting for Demario Bell to emerge all season long. Missed the first 2 games of the season, came back a little hampered. He's an NFL talent at the wide receiver position. That's a good sign for Alabama State early.
Out of the shotgun from the 15-yard line, Duhart. Quarterback draw, off to the races, touchdown! From 15 yards out, the Hornets strike first in the Magic City Classic.
See, Duhart, the design, quarterback draw. Good job of setting up the block by the left guard, Damian Love. Able to weave into the end zone. And it's great leadership by the senior from Macon Jordan, Daniel Duhart, for the score.
Fast start for Alabama State. David Albert on for the extra point. Kick is up. It is good. 3 plays, 58 yards in just over 30 seconds. Duhart with the honors.
You see Duhart setting up the blockers. You see him weaving in and out. The block by Love, number 60. Duhart's in the end zone early. That's how you want to start a Magic City Classic.
It is the 74th annual Magic City Classic. Great turnout of fans, as you always expect for this game, Jay. And you nailed it at the top of the broadcast. The Magic City Classic is the biggest HBCU rivalry in the country.
Yeah, it's got all the elements that you want to have in this game. And I think it was important to note when we saw the footage from last year's victory by Alabama A&M, that was an upset victory. Alabama A&M had only won 1 football game coming into the Classic last year. Season was going down. They had the ability to upset their in-state rival, and that kind of sparked the momentum for Alabama A&M. So that's how huge this game can be. And consequently, after that season was over, Alabama State made a change at the coaching position and parted ways with Reggie Barlow. So this game has everything you want in a rivalry football game.
Trevor Vincent's kickoff fielded inside the 10. And Octavius Miles near side, shoved out of bounds at the 24. A return of 14 yards. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Bulldogs.
One of the reasons why Alabama A&M had success last season and going into this year, they brought in a new offensive philosophy to the Southwestern Athletic Conference, and that's the pistol offense. You didn't see a lot of pistol. Head coach James Spady learned from Chris Alt when he was at the University of Nevada, so you will not see their quarterback D'Angelo Ballard or Damian May under center, always in that pistol formation with the running back directly behind the quarterback.
Certainly learned a lot with the Wolfpack. More on that in just a few minutes. On 1st down, D'Angelo Ballard, aka Tootie, steps in for his first snap of the ball game. Trips to the far side of the field. And a deep handoff. Pushing straight ahead is Harvey Harris. Brought down by Courtney Berry, the leading tackler in the SWAC this season.
Courtney Berry, the junior from Maryville, Indiana, is an All-American type of player. He's got preseason accolades. He's been the starting linebacker for Alabama State ever since he set foot on campus as a true freshman. No surprise that he gets the first tackle of the game in this big football game.
Gain of 4 yards. It'll bring up 2nd down and 6. Jonathan Dorsey in motion. Harris the handoff again as he spins his way ahead to the 30. A short pickup. It'll bring up 3rd down. Tackle made by Darius Washington. And a big play coming up for both of these teams early. Alabama State a touchdown advantage. Bulldogs offensively just 27% on 3rd down this season. They'll roll the pocket. And a penalty flag on the field. Pass is incomplete. Trennis Livingston, our referee today.
Formation on the offense. 5 men in the backfield. That penalty is declined. 4th down.
A big stop on 3rd down for Alabama State, Jay.
He actually missed the wide receiver that was open in the flat with Ballard. They only needed 5 yards. They snuck out Joaquin Davis. He was there open, but Ballard held on to the football, but it wouldn't have counted anyway. Illegal formation. They're going to punt the football to a dangerous return man in Khalid Thomas.
As we mentioned at the get-go, Thomas leads Alabama State in rushing and receiving. Dynamic in the return game as well. And our first look at Nick Carden, averaging just over 40 yards per punt this year. Heavy pressure. And turns it over beautifully. Tackled as he makes the catch. Flag on the field. And should be kick-catch interference after a punt of 49 yards.
Emotions are flying high. Everybody's a little bit jacked up. But you have to play within the rules of the game. Special teams got there a little bit too soon for Alabama A&M.
Interference on the kicking team. 15 yards from the end of the kick. 1st and 10, Alabama State.
So a net of 34 yards on the exchange after the penalty. Hornets will have the football when we come back, already leading 7-0 here in Birmingham.
Now earn 10% cash back at Amazon with Chase Freedom through December. Chase Freedom. The card is for the essentials. The cash back is for the fun. Learn more at chase.com/freedom. Chase, so you can.
This fall, not all blockbusters are movies. Hurry in for a great deal during the Jeep Black Friday Blockbuster Sales Event going on now through November 30th. Well-qualified lessees of competitive vehicles get a low-mileage lease on one of these 3 4x4 Jeep vehicles for under $200 a month.
Mockingjay Part 2 is now the #1 movie in the world.
Now you're talking.
Don't miss the epic conclusion to what critics are calling the defining blockbuster for a generation. The Hunger Games Mockingjay Part 2, rated PG-13, now playing.
Now more than ever, America's electricity comes from cleaner burning natural gas. And no one produces more of it than ExxonMobil, helping dramatically reduce U.S. emissions. Because turning on the lights isn't as simple as just flipping a switch. Energy lives here.
ESPNU College Football Primetime is presented by McDonald's and in part by Dish, introducing Dish's 2-year TV price lock, just $49.99 every month for 2 years.
Jay Walker, Roy Philpott back here at Legion Field. Hornets with an early 7-0 advantage in the 74th annual Magic City Classic. Fall is in the air, and the second possession upcoming for the Hornets and Daniel Duhart after a 3-play 58-yard drive just moments ago. And operating out of the shotgun on first down. Handoff straight ahead, crossing the 40, a gain of 5 yards. And an impressive start finally brought down Alvante Kurtzy as Thomas goes for 5.
The start was going to pay off in this football game is getting DeMario Bell going early. So Alabama A&M realizes that's a matchup problem. They're going to have to give him extra attention, and Alabama State knows that. So they're going to be able to take advantage of it in the running game.
And Thomas lassoed down from behind. He'll lose yardage. Embro Vaughn makes the tackle.
And just going to see him flow with the play on the left side of your screen. Number 56, shed off one block, come underneath. That's a fantastic job of playing the linebacker position.
Officially a short gain on the play. 3rd down and 3 coming up. And DeMario Bell caught that pass moments ago, just his 2nd reception of the season. As Thomas goes in motion, quarterback draw, Duhart. Had some space momentarily, but the hole quickly closed, and 4th down coming up for the Hornets, brought down by Brian Brower.
Good job by Alabama A&M. It seemed as if Alabama State was going to build early momentum in this football game. Impressive 3 plays and out by the defense.
Rashad Anderson back deep to receive this punt. As Trevor Vincent checks in for the first time. Averaging just 35 yards per kick. He'll get the friendly bounce. And a Hornets roll finally down inside the 10. We'll step aside and take our next break.
It's the one, right?
We forgot Dave.
Thank you. So, can the test drive be over now? Maybe head back to the dealership?
It's practically yours, but we still need your signature. The Sign Then Drive event. 0 do-it signing, 0 down, 0 deposit, and 0 first month's payment on a new Tiguan and other select Volkswagen models.
My father told me before the war, every man was free.
Amazon's The Man in the High Castle is being called a winner.
You think you're gonna defeat the Japanese Nazis?
A triumph of world building. It's provocative. The best new show. 4 stars. It's begging to be binged. Great, period.
I want my country back.
The Man in the High Castle. Stream all episodes on Amazon Video now. Included with Prime membership.
There is nowhere I'd rather be than right here, where all it takes to become part of the family is to sit down, give thanks, and share a beautiful meal together.
Walmart.
Soldiers of the Rebel Alliance, you are our only hope.
Your rebellion ends here.
Available now.
PlayStation.
Why do we snack? Because we have nothing better to do? Well, people who snack on almonds have something better to do. Almonds are heart healthy and full of energy, with the crunch that keeps you in the game. California almonds. Crunch on.
We've been doing Gimme 5 graphically this week for this game. Because it's so special, we're going to do it with a video display. Starting off with the top 5 reasons the Magic City Classic is the premier football game of all HBCU Classics. Joining me as my special guest, former Alabama A&M quarterback and current Birmingham City Council member, Jay Roberson. Reason number 5 why the Magic City Classic is so special, legendary Legion Field.
It's built by legends, the legendary Legion Field, Jay. It's a tremendous stadium. A lot of people have played here throughout the years, the Iron Bowl, the SEC Championship, and now it's the 74th annual Magic City Classic.
Region number 5, Legion Field. We'll be back with more history about the Magic City Classic.
1 down, 4 to go. Jay Walker, Roy Philpott back here with you. A fast start for the Hornets. The 7-0 lead in Birmingham. And the second possession for Alabama A&M after a 3-and-out. And straight ahead for a short pickup. Gain of 3, call it 4 yards, brought down by Marquise Parker. Once again, that was Harvey Harris.
You know, we talked about having this game played at Legion Field, you know, so legendary. Bear Bryant roamed the sidelines here. Pat Sullivan, Dye, all those guys. But one thing about this field, hasn't been played on in quite some time. The University of Alabama Birmingham used to play here. They're no longer playing here this season. And when I walked on the field in the pregame, it felt very slippery. So it felt kind of hard and slippery, like the old AstroTurf that we were talking about. So I wonder if that's going to come into play in this football game, the field conditions.
Last pass caught by Joaquin Davis off his first touchdown grab a week ago, brought down by Parker once again. It'll bring up 3rd down and 2.
In the typical pistol formation, this should be easy to pick up. You give the quarterback a zone read or a run pass option, but not this time.
Yeah, not so fast, my friend. Brought down to the backfield by Torrey Davis. Harris loses a yard, and it'll bring up 4th down and 3.
And when you run the pistol 3rd and 2, the defense should be at your disposal, but he just comes from the backside. Too long of an exchange in the backfield. Torrey Davis from his outside linebacker position able to make the tackle for a loss.
Well, the Bulldogs struggling to find any kind of offensive consistency. Came into this ball game averaging just over 21 points per game as Khalid Thomas drops back. He'll make the fair catch at the 47 after a punt of 38 yards. Well, don't forget Sunday from 8 o'clock until noon. ESPNU brings you College Football Sunday. From Heisman hopefuls to championship contenders. College Football Sunday is the only show that ranks them all exclusively on ESPNU and Watch ESPN. Another big weekend of college football nearly in the books today. And another look at the Hornets offense. You got a Heisman hopeful for me as we approach the home stretch?
Come on. This is like a one-horse race.
Fournette.
It's like everybody's battling for second.
Quick handoff, Thomas into Alabama A&M territory after a pickup of 9 yards.
Although I do believe, and you're going to like hearing this, if he stumbles, I think Deshaun Watson probably has a chance of being the runner-up for the Heisman, which may vault him in the first place if Hornets stumbles.
Yeah, if you're a quarterback for a national championship contending team, you got a chance. Spin move by Thomas. There is a flag on the field. Has enough for the first down, only needed about 12 inches. And this one likely going against the defense. Now, Watson certainly has an opportunity, but keep an eye on Derrick Henry too at Alabama. That big matchup coming up next weekend. Perhaps something could happen there if Alabama beats LSU. It's all about being in that race at the end.
Illegal substitution on the defense. 12 men on the field. 5 yards from the previous spot. 1st and 10.
James Spady in search of answers right now. His Bulldogs trailing by 7.
And I think something to note for Alabama A&M, they're traditionally a little bit smaller than Alabama State because of the years when Anthony Jones was the head coach and Bronski Towns. They built a smaller, quicker team. Alabama State has always, in my eyes, been the stronger team. And if you're Alabama A&M and you're playing that type of style, you're a little bit smaller, then you have to pay attention to detail. Right now, it doesn't seem as if the Bulldogs have illegal formation called on the offense and the illegal substitution on the defense. They have to get focused and get the distractions out and focus on playing football.
Virgil Johnson being helped off the field, a redshirt sophomore from Orangeburg, South Carolina.
And they're going to need him. That's a starting inside linebacker. They like his athleticism. He's one of the guys that's athletic enough to run around with Alabama State. So I'm sure the Bulldog fans hope to have the ability to return to this football game.
Jay, you certainly recognize it's early in this one, not even 6 minutes in, but Alabama State with the early advantage. Bulldogs could use a stop on this possession. On 1st down, here's play action. Duhart back to the air. It's batted up and brought in. Brandon Barnes, the tight end, with the grab. And once again, the Hornets in the red zone. Coverage by Kenneth Davis.
And this is just great concentration by the tight end running down the seam. Going to not be able to catch the ball cleanly, but look at his head. Pays attention to the football, secures the catch. It's a great play by Brandon Barnes.
Gain of 24 yards on 1st down. Hornets go tempo as Khalid Thomas is brought down by Brower. And he'll lose about a yard on the play. So the big play certainly working in the early going. Daniel Duhart directing traffic. He's been very impressive. Empty backfield on 2nd down. Thomas in motion, the end around play with the running lane and sandwich inside the 5. That'll bring up 3rd down and short. Kirksey with the initial contact.
A little bit too soft the zone coverage for Alabama A&M, anticipating that it was going to be a zone. Look how deep the linebackers are. How are you going to make a stop when you're 5 yards off the line of scrimmage on a jet sweep? Good job by Alabama State going up and engaging, picking up positive yardage.
3rd down and a long 1. Thomas needed to cross the 2. And he gets down close to the 1. It'll be 1st and goal coming up for Alabama State. That's not often, Jay, you see a player lead a team in both rushing and receiving. That's exactly what 7 has done for the Hornets this year. And on 1st down, Duhart's touchdown. And the Hornets strike again. And Brian Jenkins, you think this game means something to him?
Intense. He knows something about rivalry football games. And we talked about how much larger Alabama State is. Just a little push. Look at that, Khalid Thomas. Did a little push in the back as well, which is allowed now. So people talked about the Bush push, which was a penalty back then, but now that is allowed to help your team. And Alabama State coming out early with an opportunity to jump out to a 14-point lead.
David Albert's extra point is up. It is good. Our new score, 8:17 remaining in the 1st quarter. And a fast start for Brian Jenkins and the Alabama State Hornets. They've got a 2-touchdown lead.
The holidays are here, and so is Toyotathon.
Wrap up a great year-end deal, like 0% APR financing on many of our most popular models.
Make the holidays happier at Toyotathon. Uh-oh.
Toyota, let's go places.
The future belongs to the fast, and to help you accelerate, we've created a new company, one totally focused on what's next for your business. Accelerating innovation, accelerating next. Hewlett-Packard Enterprise.
Really, it was more like with like a
like a
no, it's a that's the one he wants.
We have that right over here.
We hear gamers loud and clear. This holiday, hit the store that gets your gaming gift needs. Right now, buy 2 pre-owned items, get 1 free at GameStop. Joy to the players.
Let's gear up. It's time to get the weekend started. Let's do this. Power up your tailgate with the super quiet Ryobi generator, just $549. The Home Depot. More saving, more doing.
We are dreamers, doers, and believers. With the right equipment, we can do anything. Who are we? We are Kubota. We are dreamers, doers, and believers. With the right equipment, we can do anything. Who are we? We are Kubota.
Don't miss the Audi 2015 MLS Cup playoffs. Watch the Conference Championships, Leg 2, Sunday at 5 on ESPN, then at 7:30 on FS1.
Well, back in Birmingham, Jay Walker, Roy Philpott, 14-0 the score. Alabama State with the early advantage here in the Magic City Classic. Great turnout, as you would expect. And a fast start for these Hornets. We knew that Alabama A&M struggling defensively this year, but they got to find some offense here too, Jay.
Yeah, we know the defense is a weakness of Alabama A&M, but offensively we thought they'd be able to move the football a little bit. That has not come yet. The offense has been dismal to this point. See if they can turn around in this possession.
Vincent's kickoff fielded at the 8. Octavius Miles close to the 40-yard line, finally brought down there. Be 1st and 10 for the Bulldogs. And a reminder, if you're out and about, don't miss any of the action while you're on the go. Stream any game live on your big screen, computer, tablet, or smartphone. All you have to do is download the Watch ESPN app or go to watchespn.com. Great way to stay in touch with what's happening in a very busy weekend once again in college football. A very critical SWAC matchup here in Birmingham this afternoon. Ballard back on the field. And the Bulldogs in search of their first down. Tackled at the line of scrimmage. Tavion Galmer brings him down for no gain.
And this offense has no rhythm right now. They're not able to run the football effectively. Throwing the ball, they were late on a couple throws earlier. They need to settle down and find some type of groove.
Quick pass. Tevin McKenzie makes the catch short of the first down. It'll bring up 3rd down and 2. It's a great quote by James Spady this week. If I had a team full of Tevin McKenzies, we'd have a heck of a squad.
And that's the ultimate compliment you can get from a head football coach. The wide receiver there going up, climbing the ladder, making the catch, realizing the importance of this game and the offense needing to get something going. Comes down with a huge catch.
The game-winning touchdown a season ago right here at Legion Field. Dorsey in motion, 3rd down and short, play action, and Ballard's going to be sacked. That play took too long to develop. Torrey Davis made him pay.
It's Torrey Davis. He's coming from the outside linebacker position. We'll take a look. I mean, this is just as easy as it comes. Look at the straight line path he takes to the quarterback to disrupt this play. Tight end gets there too late, trying to come underneath. Davis makes the open field sack on the quarterback.
5.5 tackles for loss this season now for Torrey Davis, a redshirt junior from right here in Alabama.
That's one of the adjustments you have to make. You have to realize if Davis is coming that hard off the edge, don't worry about trying to fool him on play action. Get him blocked.
Thomas calls for the fair catch. It sails over his head and finally comes down at the 20-yard line after a 37-yard punt. Now the passing game has been in effect so far in the early going for the Hornets.
It's Demario Bell with a fantastic catch here. Good coverage, but watch him climb the ladder and make the catch on the game's opening play. And then another great receiving job by Brandon Barnes at tight end. Fantastic concentration. So it's been through the airwaves and the right arm of Daniel Duhart, and great catches by the receivers that Alabama State's been able to jump out to a 14-0 lead.
And Duhart's numbers really stand out if you just look at the box score. He's completing over 75% of his passes this season. You see the offense for the Hornets averaging just over 27 points per game. And some confusion on the snap here. That's going to back him up 5.
And I really like the decision to keep playing Duhart. We know they want to play all 3 quarterbacks, but you've got Duhart playing well. No need in taking the senior out of this football game while he's in a comfortable rhythm right now.
The offense did not allow the defense to sub. 5-yard penalty. Remain first down.
First down and 15 coming up. Virgil Johnson also back on the field for the Bulldogs defense. That's 49 in white, and that's something that's critical for Alabama A&M's hopes as we go through the afternoon. Alex Anderson and Khalid Thomas now in the backfield for Alabama State. And Anderson gets the inside handoff, plows his way ahead across the 20. He'll get the bulk of that penalty yardage back.
One of the things I know that Brian Jenkins, head coach of Alabama State, is going to want. You have a 14-point lead. Don't get comfortable. In the history of this game, Alabama A&M has kind of lingered around. Like last season, they were losing most of the game, then they took the lead late. You have your opponent on the ropes early, trying to deliver the knockout blow in the first quarter if possible.
They'll set up the screen to Anderson. With some space, dances his way out of bounds, crossing the 30. Dylan Hamilton credited with the stop.
This was almost a huge play. Watch the missed block by number 84 going down the field. They set it up and he looks up. The safety's right there in front of him. That's the lineman that decided to look for a cornerback outside, missed the safety that came up and made the tackle. Had Sam Baptiste been aware and seen the safety ahead of him, oh, that play could have been a touchdown.
Sideline warning on Alabama State. This is their first warning.
Third down coming up, under 6 minutes to play in our first quarter here at Legion Field. A venue that opened way back in 1927. Emotional Brian Jenkins told us this week, we're not going to be distracted. I'm too animated on the sidelines at times. Our team knows what to expect in this Magic City Classic. And some confusion on the sidelines as they have it listed as second down when in fact it should be third down.
Yeah, it should be third down. If they don't get this and they get away with getting a free play, look out.
Well, 2 yards to go. Duhart, of course, is going to be tackled behind the line of scrimmage. He makes it back to the 31-yard line. Brower credited with the sack, his second tackle for loss this season. And now a free down.
And now a free down. How are they getting away with this? When there was a penalty, then they ran a play, and then they picked up, they ran the football the first time, then they had the screen pass. And then just now, so this should be fourth down right now. Alabama State is getting away with the free play. I just don't understand how that happens.
Happy Halloween, folks. Weird things tend to happen on this stage. Hornets will try to take advantage with time. The pass is incomplete. So a nice stop defensively by Alabama A&M. That was Dexter Reese in coverage, forcing the punting situation.
They were fortunate to get away with that when they're Alabama State, not able to capitalize. And, you know, football is not round. It takes odd bounces, and that's why. They got a tough break on the prior play, getting them an extra play, and then they play good defense. They're going to get the football back.
Rashad Anderson back deep to receive this punt from Benson. And nearly blocked once again. A wobbler. Caught on the run inside the 40. Anderson off to the races. Finally out of bounds, but in plus territory. Bulldogs will have outstanding field position for the first time today. A return of 34 yards by Rashad Anderson.
And this is just great recognition by Anderson, realizing when he was catching the ball right here at this point, he realized, hey, I can catch this ball on the run with speed to the outside and a blocker coming this way. That gave him the ability to pick up this yardage, became a foot race to the outside. And that's great recognition by Anderson, catching that ball on the run and realizing nobody had outside contained.
And Jay, maybe the spark the Bulldogs have been looking for here in this first quarter.
They need something, but I still think to run this pistol, you have to establish control of the line of scrimmage and the ability to run the football, and it has just not been there for Alabama A&M as they continue to struggle getting yardage on the ground.
Brandon Eldemeyer, his first carry of the contest. Gain of 3 yards on first down, brought down by Darius Washington. And Alabama A&M will go with tempo here, trying to create something offensively. Here's the end around. McKenzie. Close to the 25. It'll bring up third down and short, brought down by Andre Wilson.
Now, we mentioned earlier, normally with a pistol offense that's running within their rhythm, 3rd and 2, they're dangerous because they're going to give the quarterback some type of run pass option. But because this offense doesn't have the rhythm just yet in this football game, they'll be very selective in their play calls.
Got to think this is 4-down territory as well. The flats looking for Joaquin Davis. A sliding grab, and the first down for the Bulldogs. And it comes with 3:38 remaining in the first quarter. Now in the red zone for the first time.
He made the more difficult throw. There's an easier throw available here. By formation, they're lining up the receiver. I want you to watch this middle slot guy right here and tell me when he's open. Instead, he throws outside. Give him the ball. It's 3rd and 2. He's open. That separation. With timing, he would have gotten the football, made the easy grab. They go with the more difficult throw. They picked up the first down, but would you rather be lucky or would you rather be good?
I like it. On first down, handoff Eldemeyer. Crunch before the 10-yard line. It was Bradley Street who made the initial contact, but a nice pickup on first down.
And that was great vision by Eldemeyer. That was designed to be an outside zone read. Instead, cut against the grain, saw a hole open on the backside, able to pick up 9 yards.
Bulldogs won it a season ago, 37-36. We expect some more fireworks today. In motion is Johnson. And Eldemeyer gained tackle. Needed about 6 inches. Couldn't gain 1. He was brought down by Courtney Berry, and James Spady searching for answers.
Emotional guy there, and he believes in the system and feels really comfortable about his football team. When they come in this game, he felt that the team had a good almost 2 weeks worth of practice. I'm sure he's a little disappointed in the start, but right now the Bulldogs are in Hornet territory.
They'll give him the first down on the carry, and Eldemeyer's got the touchdown. Brandon Eldemeyer, his first score of the season. This went from 9 yards out.
Eldemeyer's coming and giving them a spark running the football. Look at the vision. The hole's not there right away. Missed tackle in the backfield, but after he makes Roderick Henderson, number 94, miss, able to keep the shoulder pad level square and punch the ball into the end zone.
Cesar Ramon Diaz on for the extra point. And a big answer there for the Bulldogs offense after the huge return by Rashad Anderson on special teams. Kick is up. It is good. Our new score with 2:17 remaining. Bulldogs back in it. Now trailing by a touchdown.
A missed tackle right here in the backfield by Henderson. Eldemeyer sees the end zone, does a good job punching it in. And when you're down 14-0, he said, oh, I think he knew, oh, how did we not block that guy? But then he said, all right, that's what we need to do. But they're having some trouble right now with the 3-man defensive line of Alabama State. They're going to have to play a little bit more firm on their offensive line.
You know, Jay, we talked to both coaches this week about the importance of this game, the Magic City Classic, considered the biggest HBCU rivalry in the country, and it's just something they hear about year-round from the alumni, from all the fans, the students. You got to win this one.
And I talked to Coach Jenkins, and he downplayed a little bit, but it was so big he really couldn't downplay the game. He wants to just focus on football and participate in the pageantry after the game is over with. But he kind of nodded to me, Jay, this is really big.
Yeah.
This is the big game, and he understands that. You can tell how fiery he was in his pregame speech, and he really wanted his team to stay focused and go out and win this football game for him.
2 yards deep. A punishing run, flag on the field as he crosses the 20. Ball popped out late. They're going to say he was down. Shawan Parks on the return. We'll check the flag.
I think it's going to be a block in the back. You see Jenkins is going to say, whether or not you were down or not, you hold on to that football. Jenkins, one of the all-time best return men for the University of Cincinnati, where he played his college football. So he pays attention to special teams. Pretty tough being a return man, Brian Jenkins.
Trennis Livingston, who's been very busy in the first 15 minutes.
Block in the back. Come on, Prentice, give us a call.
The foul on the field is holding on number 41 of the return team.
It's Brandon Harris, a linebacker.
Why didn't they buck?
That'll back him up 10 more yards from the spot of the foul. So poor field position now for Alabama State. Jay, all the way back to the 12-yard line.
And that's what you don't want to do. You got a team that was dead offensively. Alabama A&M found some life, made it a one-score game again, and now you're giving up some battle in terms of field position. So if the defense can make a stop here for Alabama A&M, then that quick start from Alabama State could be in jeopardy. Let's see if they go back to Daniel Duhart throwing the football, which has been their big weapon in this football game early.
Yeah, big pass that was caught by Brandon Barks, the tight end, also to DeMario Bell, just his second catch of the season. That was Parks in motion. Alex Anderson ahead to the 15-yard line, a short pickup brought down by Vaughn. Now, Brian Jenkins told us this week that Anderson is his best home run threat, despite the fact that Khalid Thomas leads the team in rushing and receiving.
Anderson, 6-foot freshman from Miami. You know what they do in Miami? Speed. So if he says that's a home run threat, not going to question him on that, although Khalid Thomas is a good one from the northern part of the state of Florida, Tallahassee, Florida.
Second down and a long 6. Approaching the end of the first quarter. And a deep out pattern caught by Bell. And that'll be good enough for a first down. Gain of 14 yards. The drive continues. Bell's second catch of the game, just his third of the season, Jay.
Yeah, this is a great job. They recognize one-on-one coverage here at the bottom of your screen. Bell's going to run them off, then break out on the out route there. Big time route, one-on-one, worried about that. Deep speed, look at the separation that he's able to create from the defensive back in a one-on-one situation. Alabama A&M has a problem with DeMario Bell right now.
Deep handoff, Anderson. The full head of steam, picks up 8 yards, brought down by Kenneth Davis, a reserve linebacker. You can see that burst for the freshman from Miami.
He's got that speed that he talked about. Gets to the hole in a hurry. Talk about rivalry games. Brian Jenkins' record when he was the head coach of Bethune-Cookman, their rival was Florida A&M. He was undefeated.
He made no bones about it this week. He believes that was one of the reasons he was hired here. Try to get that same dominance in this rivalry. Vaughn with a tackle. That's 56 on your screen. Needed about 2. And it looks like he got there. And the drive continues now for the Hornets. Empty backfield, 5 wide receiver formation. And movement up front.
False start. offense, number 10. 5 yards, remain.
Jay, you can't have your wide receivers moving too early, can you?
Yeah, everything's supposed to be visual for them. They don't hear the snap count. And that was DeMario Bell. An early start. The senior should know better. He's played a fantastic game thus far. That was a mental error.
And more laundry. Make it first down and 20.
Is there crowd noise going on here?
False start. Offense, number 58. 5 yards, remain, first down.
It's Titus Howard. Brian Jenkins didn't like that one bit. Well, that'll be the final play of our first quarter. One that will see Daniel Duhart complete 4 or 5 passes for 91 yards. He was the difference maker. And another flag as well. Brian Jenkins picked that one up.
Line interference on Alabama State. 5 yards. Remain. First down.
So they've been given the sideline warning early in the football game. And now, this time they assess the penalty on Alabama State. So after picking up a first down on the ground, 3 consecutive penalties prior to the snap for Alabama State. It's going to put them facing, was it a 1st and 35 now? Because that last sideline interference penalty, that's a 15-yard. After they give you the warning.
Well, 5 penalties in the first 15 minutes against the Hornets. And the meeting of the minds will continue at the 15-yard line as they debate on whether or not there should be enough time for one more play. Well, you can't end the half on a penalty like that. The end of the quarter.
And they thought the clock had stopped. Wasn't there 6 seconds before they started doing the penalties? I thought there was 6 seconds there, so it's not a runoff necessarily situation.
So the end of the first quarter is here. 14-7 is the score. Alabama State with 14 unanswered to start. Tailgating going on. The Bulldogs trying to respond. They trail here in Birmingham by a touchdown.
You know why I pulled you over?
Pulled me over?
You're doing 55 in a 55 zone with underinflated tires. That irresponsibility costs you fuel economy. It can also affect your steering and control, making you a possible threat, mister.
Well, I was gonna
Save excuses.
Who are you?
Just a quick lane tech. Trying to keep the road safe.
At Quick Lane, you get extraordinary service for routine maintenance. Quick Lane is ready to serve.
Now in theaters, Disney Pixar's The Good Dinosaur is a triumph. As subtle, funny, and moving as anything that Pixar has ever made.
You're one tough kid.
The Good Dinosaur, now playing in 3D, rated PG.
The technology in Schwab Intelligent Portfolios is so amazing. It's like getting a master's degree in finance for your phone and tablet and laptop. Say hello at intelligent.schwab.com.
When you move, Degree Motion Sense reacts. With unique microcapsules activated by movement to release bursts of freshness all day. Motion Sense, protection to keep you moving. Degree, it won't let you down.
This is our investment banking. And this is our steak dinner. They're anything but traditional, and that's the way we like it. The new Boss Wraps from Taco Bell.
AT&T presents the strongest of the strong.
Guys, in honor of Rivalry Week, we're gonna do something special.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Did you say Rivalry Week?
Rivalry Week.
Rivalry Week.
Rivalry Week.
Rivalry Week.
Rivalry Week.
Rivalry.
Guys, it's Rivalry Week. Strong enunciation. Desmond wins.
Who's strong enough to watch the college football playoff with Bo? Get stronger with AT&T, the network with the nation's strongest 4G LTE signal.
It was a blustery fall afternoon. Connor Bradshaw was in an endless rut.
You catch those games yesterday?
Had to work.
Watched it on NFL Game Pass.
That's when Connor found football.
Oh, yeah!
Lots and lots of football. With the new NFL Game Pass, Connor can connect to the football universe with all 256 regular season games on demand the next day. Welcome to the family, Connor. Welcome to the family.
Don't miss the Audi 2015 MLS Cup playoffs, Sunday.
A light mist beginning to fall here at the Magic City Classic in Birmingham. 14-7 our score. Jay Walker, Roy Philpott back here with you. Start of the second quarter. After 3 consecutive penalties, after the first down, we're back to Hornets all the way to their 15-yard line. And Brian Jenkins was warned several times about being on the field, and finally the flag was thrown to end that first quarter. And it's 1st and 25, Duhart with time. Pitch and catch, Jameer Hanna. And a gain of 7 brought down by Brower.
With the decisions that Duhart is making, I think you just rely on his right arm right now for a while to allow him to be your offense. I like the decision. Go empty backfield. He's getting the most out of his pre-snap read. He's making great decisions. Good play selection by Mark Orlando, the offensive coordinator.
And Jay's completed 6 of his first 7 passing attempts. With time again, and fires a strike. That's Khalid Thomas. Good enough for the first down. Talk about a rifle on that one.
It was a great job of allowing Thomas to clear the linebacker. Number 7 on your right. He's going to run a little skinny post in here. Watch him clear the linebacker and then make the throw. Tight window to get that football into. Great throw by Daniel Duhart.
Gain of 20 yards. Right over the outstretched hands of William Pritchett. And Thomas dances his way across the 45. A pickup of 6 yards on first down. Brought down by Jalen Dorsey. Now Thomas has got some jets and some pretty good hands to boot.
Complete football player. One of those guys that doesn't have to leave the field unless he needs to get a little rest, and deserves it after 2 great plays, running the football and a great catch.
Second down and a long 4. Parks in motion. And more Laundry will back him up 5.
False start. Offense. Number 6. 5 yards. Remain. Second down.
Starting left guard Damian Love.
Love's been a long-time starter for Alabama State. Right now, the penalties have been the one thing I think that the Hornets can complain about. Number of mental errors, whether it's substitution or illegal shift.
Juan Parks in motion. Second down and 10 after the penalty yardage. Alex Anderson tries to get to the edge and sandwich at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. It was Dexter Reese who made the stop.
Talk about the speed of Anderson. If you can force him to run sideways, he's not really a threat. Never able to get those shoulders towards the line of scrimmage on this jet sweep. Great pursuit by Alabama A&M, particularly on the defensive line. Number 58, David DeGrant.
Bring up 3rd down and 10. And Jay, you can feel momentum in this Magic City Classic starting to change sides here. After the fast start by Alabama State, Bulldogs now with a chance to force a punt. Duhart with all kinds of time. And lobs it out of bounds. They'll make it 4th down. Well, a great job that time by the secondary for Alabama A&M. And the late pressure from Daniels and Lanier will force the punt.
Alabama A&M an opportunity to get the football back, and if they can put some points on the board, really get back in this football game. We thought after the first 2 series that Alabama State had an opportunity to go up 21-0, that they were going to run away with this. Give credit to the Bulldogs for battling.
Vincent with a rugby-style punt. Will get the bounce. And whistle dead at the 16-yard line. 41-yard punt. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Bulldogs. They've been tailgating since Tuesday here in Birmingham.
Signature service, baby.
At Jiffy Lube, we want you to have it all. Expertise and convenience. That's why with our range of services and our award-winning training program, you can be sure to find our expert technicians around almost every corner.
All good?
Sure is.
See you next time.
Thank you.
Visit jiffylube.com for deals and locations around every corner. Jiffy Lube, leave worry behind.
One day, a rider made a decision to ride on and save money by switching his motorcycle insurance to Geico. There's no shame in saving money. Geico Motorcycle. Great rates for great rides.
Good morning.
Okay, let's take a look at the plans for the new production line. Over here we have a lot.
Go to ESPN.com/Cheez-It for a chance to win.
Hang on, I'm not ready.
What's taking so long?
You can't rush beauty, Des. Now, does this make my face look round? Oh, that tickles. Can you do my hair, too?
When you move, Degree Motion Sense reacts. With unique microcapsules activated by movement to release bursts of freshness all day. Motion Sense, protection to keep you moving. Degree, it won't let you down.
ESPNU College Football Primetime is brought to you by Coke Zero. All taste, 0 calories. Try a new game day tradition.
Now the Magic City Classic continues in Birmingham. Biggest HBCU rivalry game in the country. Giving back to the community as well. Alabama State a touchdown advantage. Jay Walker, Roy Philpott, Bulldogs with the football. And perhaps some momentum as Brandon Eldemeyer goes straight ahead for a short gain. The tackle made by Courtney Berry. And it was fun talking with Brian Jenkins this week about this Alabama State defense, in particular Courtney Berry. One of the things he said, you know, we challenged each other when I first arrived. We had a man-to-man meeting. We looked each other in the eye. And I know how much he means to this program and to our defense. We hit it off right from the get-go, and there goes Eldemeyer, far side, first down for the Bulldogs. Ahead to the 35-yard line, finally tackled by Bradley Street, but not before a pickup of 17.
And Eldemeyer's done a good job because the first hole hasn't always been there. See, this play was designed to go to the right, but watch him see the daylight to the outside and bounce it with a quick decision. It's been his vision that's really made him an effective runner, because the defensive line for Alabama State has been doing a good job of plugging the gap on the initial hole. But he's had the ability to see an alternative hole and change direction.
He has scored his first touchdown of the season earlier today. Play action. Ballard extends the play and sends it out of bounds. Now Tootie Ballard 3 of 5 in the passing department, nearly going for just 17 yards. And at some point that's got to get cranked up if Alabama A&M's going to win this.
Yeah, if they want to throw the football, and that's what they're going to need him to do. And you know, the numbers on the season, he's around a 45% passer. He's a junior college transfer, so this is his very first Magic City Classic. Maybe off to a slow start, getting caught up in all the ambiance. Probably the largest field he's played on in terms of attention. Needs to get focused.
Eldemeyer far side, a gain of 4, brought down by Andre Wilson. You know, we asked both coaches this week about the potential distractions at a game where you've got maybe 60,000 fans, and they downplayed it, but Jay, you played in big-time classic matchups like this. It can be a factor.
Yeah, you know that. I mean, you definitely know that. There's so many things, you know, your mom and dad are asking you for tickets. You've got cousins and aunts that want to come to this game, and you just really want to focus on football, but it becomes impossible.
Trying to set up the middle screen, a late flag. That's going to be roughing the passer. It was Humphrey and Street applying the pressure at the last second. Ballard hit the turf, and the flag flew.
And this is a tough one, because as a quarterback, when you're retreating, what do you want the defender to do?
On the defense, number 6, roughing the passer. 15 yards from the previous spot, automatic, first down.
See, he's running straight back in a back pedal. You can't stop, you know, because if you stop, then, you know, he can hold up. So that's a tough one there. You know, if he's running sideways, okay, but when the quarterback is backpedaling and you're coming towards him, Very tough to call that roughing the passer. Tough break.
That's a former quarterback talking, folks. That means a little bit more.
Yeah, we know when you're in a vulnerable position. When you're moving backwards, you just chuck and duck.
Plus territory now for the Bulldogs. They're finding something with Eldemeyer on the far side, brought down by Antonio Humphrey. Eldemeyer perhaps has been that one spark they've been in search of.
He has. We came in expecting Harvey Harris, who's been their go-to back, their game breaker, but right now, the senior Brandon Eldemeyer in his final Magic City Classic is giving them some quality runs from the running back position.
6 carries, 30 yards. The quick strike, it is caught. McKenzie, and it'll be first and goal for Alabama A&M. And there he is once again, Tevin McKenzie, a gain of 35 yards. He makes things happen for this offense.
What's the nickname they called him? Mr. Magic City. After the catch from last year to give them the lead, and here makes the catch and turns on the Jets to the outside. Great job of run after catch yards by Tevin McKenzie.
Just a junior, his best football perhaps still in front of him. First down and goal from the 6. Play action. And the pass nearly picked off. A dangerous throw across the middle. Deron Ramsey probably should have made that catch there, Jay.
Thrown down the way, same play they just ran previously with McKenzie. Now if I'm going to be Mr. Magic City, that's a great nickname. How would you like to have that nickname, Mr. Magic City? If you're Tevin McKenzie, I want to be in the game right now. Scoring opportunity, ball on the 6-yard line, and he's on the sideline getting rest.
Johnson in motion out of the pistol on 2nd down. Handoff Eldemeyer, crosses the goal line for the touchdown. From 6 yards out, his 2nd score of the ball game, and an extra point away from tying it up is Alabama A&M.
He's running inspired. Does he realize how big this game is? No arm tackles, lowering the shoulders, spinning, would not be denied getting into the end zone. That's what you expect from your senior running back playing in this final Magic City Classic.
Bradley Street couldn't bring him down. And with less than 10 minutes to play in our first half, we are tied once again, this time at 14. Now coming up next, Jay's Gimme 5. We're on number 4 here in Birmingham. Stay tuned.
Opportunity has no slow season, no off days or downtime. Opportunity is everything you make of it. This winter, take advantage of our season's best offers on the latest generation of Cadillacs. The 2016 Cadillac ATS. Get this low mileage lease from around $269 per month or purchase with 0% APR financing.
Blake, this underwear commercial needs to be epic. We open up on you driving into a huge stadium in your favorite pickup truck. Is it red? Course it is. You jump out in your underwear. Pyrotechnics, dancing girls, fighter jets. Thoughts?
Mind if I make a few changes?
Tell me what you're thinking.
Hey, I'm Blake Shelton. I like Gildan underwear, and I think you will too.
Cut!
How's that?
Love it. Did this go for one more?
No.
Think we've got what we wanted. That's a wrap! Yeah, that's good.
A mouse who finds himself drowning in a bucket of cream has two choices. Drown, or fight so hard he churns that cream into butter.
Jimmy Graham goes down hard.
And simply climbs out.
USAA member Coach Ron Rivera has been known to take risks. But he has a game plan. He has USAA.
She will never know.
At a moment like this, you don't get a second chance to put on the right wiper blades. So always choose Trico, the wipers that come through, right when you need it most. Trico, seeing you through.
And the number 4 reason why you must come to the Magic City Classic is
Tailgating starts on Tuesday.
Does it start on Tuesday? It starts on Tuesday.
Well, a great atmosphere on hand for the Magic City Classic. Jay Walker, Roy Philpott tied at 14. Under 10 to play in our first half. Bulldogs right back in the thick of things. Momentum has switched hands here suddenly.
They did a good job of getting back in this football game, and they hung around, and they found a way to make a couple big plays, and all of a sudden they're back in this football game. It's almost like it's 0-0 with a 14-14 tie.
There goes a spark plug. Shawan Parks short of the 30-yard line. First and 10 for the Hornets after a 23-yard return. Justin Brown made the tackle. So 14 unanswered on the board now for Alabama A&M. Does ASU have a response?
You know, one of the things we talked about at Give Me 5, the tailgating starts on Tuesday. Remember years ago I told Robert Smith that I was coming down on Tuesday tailgate because I rent an RV for this game. So I stay in RV. I'm with everybody, the locals, and he couldn't believe it. And I'm out there on a Wednesday or a Tuesday, and I'm not by myself. Plenty of people out there. So I've got something else that I've learned about this football game. Great tailgating, but these are probably the least used concession stands at a stadium that you'll ever see. The stadium's concession stands are like empty because everybody walks outside and they get all this barbecue all over the place.
67,000 strong were in attendance for the game last year here in Birmingham. Khalid Thomas picks up 4, brought down by Kirksey. Another great turnout here today, despite the fact there's some rain in the area and a light mist beginning to fall.
And I think because you're throwing the football and the mist is starting to come, if you're Alabama State and you're having success throwing the football, now's when you start to throw the football some more.
Duhart remains in the game and is high with his pass, looking for Josh Davis far side. And one of the few mistakes that Daniel Duhart has made today.
You have to think because of the way this game's being played out, Alabama A&M's done a good job against the run. It's supposed to rain in the second half. And the only success you've had has been throwing the football. I think you hit the gas pedal right now, a little bit of a sense of urgency in force feeding the passing game. And I think you break the huddle, you look to see if you get a one-on-one matchup with Bell. If not, look for some soft spots in the soft zone coverage.
Bell's made 2 grabs today, 3rd down and 6. Duhart's going to run for it. Little stutter step, needed 6, picked up 7, and the drive continues.
Duhart elects to run the football. I thought the crossing pattern coming right across his face right there. He's open. Get it to him. But he elects to leave the pocket, scrambles, and once you're going to do that, you have to make an athletic play. He was able to do that to pick up the first down.
And a much needed first down after 2 quick touchdowns. Alabama State's offense had been held in check. It's Parks in motion again, bottom of the screen. Duhart wants it all, wide open, pass is caught. Brandon Barnes, the tight end's going to score a touchdown. From 60 yards out, and the Hornets back on the scoreboard.
Alabama A&M is really struggling in the passing game schematically. But look at all the attention on the bottom of your screen. Look at these 3 defenders up here, and then take a look up top. You're just going to see the receiver just sneak out. This is a blown coverage on the tight end just on a wheel route. Didn't even see it coming.
Albert on for the extra point, sneaks it through the upright. And our new score with 8:42 remaining in the second quarter. The Hornets of Alabama State back out in front. Brandon Barnes, another big catch and run.
Heroes are not born, they're forged. In places where hard work is king and folks punch in daily. Witness the heroes of the Hunger Games Mockingjay Part 2 November 20th. And go for glory at the Ram Black Friday Blockbuster sales event on now.
A mouse who finds himself drowning in a bucket of cream has 2 choices. Drown, or fight so hard he churns that cream into butter.
Jimmy Graham goes down hard.
And simply climbs out.
There's still time to enter the Allstate It's Good sweepstakes for your chance to win great prizes every week. One lucky fan will win $100,000, a trip to the Allstate Sugar Bowl, and then meet Kirk Herbstreit at the 2016 National Championship game.
It's good.
Enter today at allstatecfb.com.
If I was a coach, I would never punt.
With the ball on your own 1-yard line, 4th down.
You wouldn't punt? Never. I understand that field position is tantamount in a game of inches, but more critical than said inches are points. And to obtain points, one must always control the ball.
Whoa, Chuck! It sounds like you actually know something about football.
Bendy straws.
I like a bendy straw myself, Chuck.
If I was a coach, I would never punt.
With the ball on your own 1-yard line, 4th down.
You wouldn't punt? Never. I understand that field position is tantamount in a game of inches, but more critical than said inches are points. And to obtain points, one must always control the ball.
Whoa, Chuck! It sounds like you actually know something about football.
Bendy straws.
I like a bendy straw myself, Chuck.
Back at the Magic City Classic here in Birmingham, historic Legion Field, 21-14, Alabama State. A touchdown advantage. Electric atmosphere as we expected this afternoon. Jay Walker, Roy Philpott on hand. We thought we'd see some points on the scoreboard today for both clubs, and so far we have.
Yeah, I mean, Alabama A&M really struggles defensively, and today it's really showing up in a major way. They give up over 300 yards passing per contest, and Andrew Newhart's off to a great start. The blown coverages in the secondary have not helped the Bulldogs.
And a leaping return back to the 30-yard line. Octavius Skiles, make that Octavius Miles, after a return of 26. Well, the top wrestlers in college square off in the NWCA All-Star Classic Sunday. The event kicks off this season. We'll be having several NCAA champions being tested. Main event matches begin at 5 Eastern on ESPNU, streaming live on Watch ESPN.
Talk about wrestling, and you know, Courtney Berry, starting middle linebacker for Alabama State, all-state wrestler in Indiana.
And sometimes those skills translate fairly well from sport to sport. As Ballard's pass sails out of bounds. The pressure by Roderick Henderson.
Take a look at Berry. See, he's got the arms, and I guess if you want to be a wrestler, it would be pretty good to play inside linebacker. You get your hands on somebody, take them to the ground, plays over. Coming into this game, had 88 tackles on the season already. Well on his way to another 100-tackle season.
I think you met a member of the Berry family on the way in today, did you not?
Met his mom and dad. Met his mom and dad. Proud mom, proud dad. And why not? He's gone down to Montgomery, Alabama, where Alabama State's located, and been a starter since his freshman year. And he's just a junior. And he was preseason FCS All-American.
88 tackles coming into this game on 3rd down and 11. Backside pressure. Ballard needs 11 and dances his way out of bounds near the 40. We'll see where they spot him. Jay may be a yard short.
And he's going to be upset at himself. He was in daylight. Look at Brian Jenkins trying to point out where the spot is. It was very close. You have to think, you see the pylon there. And right now when you get outside, you have to look for the pylon. Oh, if he just trips inbounds, he'll probably get it. Let's take a look. That's very close. Ball, very close. But if he just falls in bounds, that's a first down, and you have the pylon right there in front of you. You have to recognize that as a quarterback and dive forward.
Brian Jenkins pleading his case. Stoppage on the field, 4th down and short coming up.
I thought it was a pretty good spot.
Looked like a good spot to me as well.
I thought it was pretty accurate.
And the Bulldogs will challenge the spot to see if they can get that first down and allow the drive to continue. Brian Jenkins obviously wanting otherwise. Under 8 to play in our second quarter. We'll take another look. It's got to be indisputable video evidence, and I don't think we see enough of that.
Yeah, I mean, I'd call it somewhere that in the 39.5-yard line possibly, and I think that's probably where the ball was spotted.
The last step is exactly there.
So he's out of bounds at that point. So I don't think it's enough to overturn the spot.
Trennis Livingston, who's been very busy in this first half, will have the call once again.
The ruling on the field stands. The ball is short of the line of game. Alabama A&M cannot make any more challenges for the entire game. 4th down.
So James Spady in his second season with the Bulldogs. Foiled on that challenge attempt. That'll bring up 4th down. The punt team back on the field. And Nick Carden averaging over 40 yards per attempt this year. Sees the football go straight through his fingertips, and he'll be downed inside the 20. Torrey Davis was able to bring him back and prevent any kind of punt from getting out of there, and a costly mistake by Carden.
Let's take a look at the snap. That's right there. He just dropped the ball and was not able to recover in time, and Torrey Davis has had a very active first half here. Costly mistake for Alabama A&M on the special teams, and you have to put that solely on the punter, Nick Carden.
A sophomore from Huntsville, Alabama. Loss of 22 yards and essentially a turnover on the play, and the Hornets suddenly in business. Daniel Duhart back on the field. He's gone the distance. Play action, looking towards the end zone, and it's going to be...
What a catch and throw.
Caught for the touchdown. Josh Davis with the grab, and what a catch it was.
Duhart saw what he wanted, and watch him just rip this throw. This is on a line drive 9 route. Receiver just a little bit ahead, not allowing the defensive back to come back into the play. Great concentration by Davis to hold on for the touchdown grab.
That's it on for the extra point. And it's been a run of 14 points in this game so far. The first 14 by the Hornets, the second 14 by the Bulldogs, and 2 quick scores once again for Alabama State.
And they're doing it by the airways. They're throwing the football, and what a concentration to reach back and pull that pass off the shoulder pad of Jalen Dorsey, who was in the trail position, and not allow that ball to touch the turf. That's big time.
Jay, how about that strength as well? That was my point. When you see the fact that Dorsey tried to poke it away, and Dorsey, or make that, Davis is able to hold on to it as he's sliding out of the back of the end zone. No less.
And that's the key, because had Dorsey been able to knock that ball out, even though he had a nice catch, when you leave your feet, you must complete the action of the catch. So the moment you leave your feet, he left his feet right there. He has to have the ability to show that football to the official. If he knocks it out right now, that would have been called no catch. But he was able to hold on to it and show it to the official. Yes, I have it. That's what the official wanted to see. He had to complete the catch. And that's a great job by Josh Davis.
Just a sophomore, his 3rd touchdown reception of the season.
Now think how quickly things change. 3rd down, quarterback's running. He should have picked up the 1st down had he had the awareness of where he was on the football. Special teams blunder. Good team makes you pay on the very next play with a touchdown throw. I mean, this is key. After not picking up the 1st down, electing to punt on 4th down, Carter lets it go right through his hands, and team's going to make you pay going to the end zone. Great play call by the offensive coordinator again, Mark Orlando. He's really doing a good job of calling plays and allowing Daniel Duhart to have success throwing the football in this game.
Well, you think back to the Magic City Classic a year ago. There was a missed field goal at the buzzer that prevented the win, and special teams always critical in these important matchups. We're seeing that again here this afternoon. 1st down and 10 from the 24. Ballard nowhere to run. Now Courtney Berry applying the pressure. That play was doomed from the get-go.
And you wonder at what point do you see Damian May? Well, he's the backup quarterback. They normally like to bring him in around the third series of the game to get him involved in the rhythm of it. They need a spark on offense.
Second down, swing pass. Hops out of bounds after a short pickup. Yeah, that's been one of the big debates this year for this Bulldogs team. James Spady told us point blank it's not a two-quarterback system we have. He likened it to a starting pitcher that sometimes needs relief out of the bullpen, so you bring in your guy out of the bullpen to maybe provide a spark, and so far today we haven't seen that.
Yeah, I like that. If things are going well, you know, he's throwing a bunch of strikes and you don't even look at the bullpen.
Third down screen, dives forward, and has got the first down, brought down finally by T.J. Presley. Tevin McKenzie, there he is again.
Mr. Magic City. You know, the lights are on, huge crowd, catches that ball well behind the line of scrimmage, sees the defenders coming, and able to split them for the first down. Fantastic individual effort by Tevin McKenzie.
Critical third down conversion. The drive continues now from the 38. Harvey Harris straight ahead. Stutter steps his way to a 3-yard gain, brought down by Humphrey.
This is a little boring run we just saw, right? It's boring, but watch the difference between Harris and Edelmeyer. When you see the run, there's nothing there, but there's something if you bounce it. Bounce it. Bounce it. Right now, if that was Edelmeyer, he'd have been over here picking up yards. Harris is sticking with it. Nothing on the inside. The vision not there. You don't really show replays of boring runs, but I thought we had to point that out to the viewers.
They'll fake the end around, and straight ahead goes Ballard. And Tooney's got another first down inside of Alabama State territory, brought down by Courtney Berry. D'Angelo Tootie Ballard, given that nickname when he was just a youngster. First down handoff goes nowhere, a gain of 1.
Tootie, that's a unique nickname, but it's funny. I played with a guy in the NFL named Harold Morrow. His nickname was Tootie, and guess where Tootie was from? Maplesville, Alabama.
Okay.
He went to Auburn, so must be something about down south, the nickname Tootie.
And a timeout on the field as Alabama State calls its first timeout of the first half.
That'll be a 30-second timeout.
Now the wind starting to pick up here in Birmingham. A light drizzle also beginning to fall as well. 5:31 remaining here in our first half as we take a look at our power rankings. Give me 5, my friend.
All right, this is going to change some folks. Some people are going to be shocked. On the bubble Prairie View, Willie Simmons has them playing good football. Watch out for them. Number 5 is South Carolina State. They could be one of the best teams. They could beat any team in the top 5, but they're number 5. Alcorn drops from 1 to 4. I'll explain why later. Number 3 is Grambling State. Number 2 is Bethune-Cookman. They go from number 5 to 2, and number 1 is North Carolina A&T. Now the reason being, Bethune-Cookman beat Grambling. Grambling beat Alcorn. So I can't put a team ahead of a team when the other team already beat them. Sounds confusing, but the 2 schools from the Media Athletic Conference are on top right now, and the top 2 teams in the SWAC are below them. And, you know, you can question me all you want. Settle it in the Celebration Bowl.
Oh, the fans are questioning you right now on Twitter. We both know that that's the case. Swing pass outside to Tevin McKenzie. A gain of 10 yards and a first down brought down by Mitchell. That's what people like to do. It doesn't matter what your rankings look like or how justified they are. Everybody's got an opinion, Jim.
And this year you can prove me wrong. It'll be settled December 19th in Atlanta, Georgia for the Celebration Bowl.
From the 38-yard line, pass is incomplete and probably just as good from the Bulldogs' perspective. It's been Ballard going the distance so far. We expected to see maybe as many as 4 or 5 different quarterbacks between both teams today.
And that's what you never know what to expect in the rivalry games. Coaches came in preparing for Alabama State to possibly play 3 quarterbacks, and we thought for sure we'd see 2 from Alabama A&M, but right now the starters going the distance, to use a baseball term.
Randolph in motion. Harvey Harris, far side run. Had some real estate momentarily. a gain of 4, brought down harshly by Courtney Berry once again.
I like Harris. He's been good for him, but I mean, Edelmeyer was a difference maker in this football game. I mean, he had a low shoulder pad level. They had difficulty stopping him when holes weren't there. He created his own. And I understand that Harris is your starting running back and has the bulk majority of the carries this season, but in this game, number 1, Brandon Edelmeyer was a difference maker. He's on the sideline right now.
3rd down and 6. Could be 4-down territory, but brought down in the backfield for the sack. And there he is once again, is Roderick Henderson. Well, Henderson's had himself quite a first 2 quarters.
Big Roderick Henderson, number 94, is going to get underneath the shoulder pad level, the guard, and then knock off the running back trying to block him at 6'1", 360 pounds. You can do that. And once he gets one of those big hands on you, forget about it.
348-pounder. 4th down and long. Bulldogs will go for it. Confusion in the backfield. Ballard keeps the play alive, looking downfield, and it's incomplete. There's a flag on the field. Check the penalty. A whole host of things happening on that play.
And you know who was not chasing after Ballard? You called him 340. I got him at 352. That's Roderick Henderson.
Holding on the offense. That penalty is declined. 1st and 10, Alabama State.
A big stop for the Hornets defensively there, Jay.
Stopping the Bulldogs from trying to put some points on the board before halftime. It's one of those things where, you know, I'm just questioning why Edelmeyer's not in the game. You know, they've struggled offensively. He was a spark for them. They're going to have to make some adjustments. He's been a game breaker for you. It's a senior. He's running like a senior in this classic football game, and watching on that last drive.
And 2 touchdowns this season, both scored here in the first half for Edelmeyer. Remains on the bench on 1st down. The deep ball incomplete. Outstanding coverage.
This is great recognition by Duhart. Getting rid of this football right away. He knew he was going to get hit, but he had one-on-one blown protection. Realized there was one extra guy that they could not block. Gets rid of the football, gives his wide receiver an opportunity to make the play. A lesser experienced quarterback, that would have been a sack. Instead, it's just an incomplete pass.
That was Dorsey in coverage. Brower with the pressure. 2nd down and 10. Swing pass. Alex Anderson tripped up. Unfortunate to get back to the line of scrimmage. That was Dorsey with a tackle.
It seems like Alabama A&M's getting desperate. Consecutive blitzes by the defense, trying to pressure the quarterback Duhart. If a team knows you're going to bring that much pressure, they'll try and set you up with a screen or a deep throw down the sideline.
Jay, a big play here on 3rd down. Bulldogs need a stop movement up front. This should make it 3rd down and 5. Now they're going to call it on the offense, it looks like. And Daniel Duhart wanted to know what's going on.
I thought it was pretty clear that it was on the defense.
Defense.
Just making sure.
Offside, number 90. Pause the offense to jump. 2nd down.
Anthony Lanier.
Correction, 3rd down.
Will make it 3rd down and 5 after the penalty. We've seen penalties on both sides, early and often in this one. The 74th annual Magic City Classic in Birmingham. Bulldogs need a stop. Out of the shotgun, Duhart. In and out of the hands of Khalid Thomas. That'll bring the punt team back on the field. Pritchett applying the pressure in that sequence.
And some success by defensive coordinator Reggie Johnson of bringing the blitz. That was another blitz in a passing situation. Although they didn't get to the quarterback for the big loss, they forced him to get rid of the football early with the incomplete pass, and now you're going to get the football back. A little bit under 3 minutes to go in the first half.
Vincent, the rugby-style punt, muffed on the fly, and I believe the Bulldogs found a way to recover it. They do, but all the way back at the 6-yard line. Now talk about a miscue. We've seen him a bunch today. Bethune ended up making the fumble recovery. After a 43-yard punt, it'll be 1st and 10. Anderson had a big return early. Muffs it there.
Chevy Silverado. The only truck that dependably gets game day to game day.
When it's your job to protect the world's greatest nation, it's your responsibility to solve the world's greatest challenges. This is why we search for the best and brightest, why we train for every eventuality, on land and water, in the air, space, and even cyberspace. We operate in a complex world with one simple mission: win.
Another sunny day, I met you up in the garden. I took a photograph of you in the herbaceous border. It broke the
Such a shame it's labeled a getaway. Life should always feel like this. Hampton, we go together. Always get the lowest price, only when you book direct at Hampton.com.
Victory doesn't happen by chance. It happens by choice. At Northwestern Mutual, we know that when you have the right financial partner, a winning game plan, and the discipline to work for it each day, you cannot lose. You will not lose. Let's build your financial plan today. You and Northwestern Mutual. Stronger together.
.240 remaining in our first half. Back here at the Magic City Classic, Jay Walker, Roy Philpott, a 14-point lead for Alabama State. And for our ESPN3 audience, coming up at halftime, you'll get a first-hand look at these two magnificent bands for these two universities. We look forward to that. And if you're watching on ESPNU, get you caught up to date on scores from around the country this afternoon. And a first down run by Tootie Ballard. Nice pickup of 17.
And this is a huge play because they're backed up, by him able to pick up 17 yards. Says, okay, now let's jumpstart the hurry up or the 2-minute offense. They have an opportunity to set up their offense and decide to go for the end zone, where I thought prior to that, had it been an incomplete pass, they were going to try and eat the clock.
From the 31. Pass out of bounds. It'll bring up second down and 10. And Friday, the Geico High School Football Showcase. Take us down to Georgia. Hillgrove takes on McEachern. That's Friday Night Lights at 8 o'clock Eastern on ESPN. Streaming live on Watch ESPN. As two Peach State powers square off once again.
Well, that last play, that's the second time we've seen Alabama A&M try and run that little bent line play, 3-level throw. In that case there, the receiver's getting no separation.
Trying to throw back pass, nobody home. Dumps it off to McKenzie. Yep. Sequence also blown up early. Bulldogs hanging around after trailing by 2 touchdowns early. They tied it at 14. Since then, it's been all Hornets. James Spady in search of some offense to close down this second quarter.
And they can't find it. Outside of McKenzie, the receiving core for Alabama A&M really has not been a factor.
Rifles a pass in the turf, looking for O'Darius Williams. TJ Presley in coverage. And the punt team back on the field, and with 2:05 remaining, Hornets have 2 timeouts to work with. Perhaps an opportunity to extend this lead.
And be careful punting the football to Khalid Thomas. Yet to have an impact in this game as a return man. You almost get the feeling that he's due for a big return.
And Nick Carden just has to catch this punt. This time he does so. And a wobbler fielded by Thomas at his own 26. And brought down by the shoelaces after a 44-yard return. Excuse me, a 44-yard punt. And a 2-yard return. It'll be 1st and 10 now for the Hornets. What a first half that has seen at least 2 swings in momentum. Alabama State a chance to close strong here in the 74th annual Magic City Classic.
And I think you still continue to throw the football. You don't know what the conditions on the field are going to be. We're in the stadium in the second half with rain anticipated. I think you try and throw the football now, try and add some more points to your lead.
Delayed handoff, Thomas. Nice shake and bake move as he crosses the 40. Be a gain of 13 yards and a first down.
Nice run by Thomas, but watch number 32, Brian Bauer, come up and finish off this run. Wham! You know how you know he hit him hard? When the running back gets up jumping around.
Something's happening.
Tagged.
Looking for Josh Davis, and the pass was too low and too far to the right. There's Bauer.
How about this young man? Just a sophomore, but this is his 2nd year as a team captain. See the C there on his shoulder pads? He's the team captain, quiet leader, big hitter. You just add Khalil Thomas that.
Trying that delayed handoff again, nothing doing. Brower again with the stop. This guy's all over the place.
And did you see the second effort? This is a great job by Bauer. He's going to miss the initial tackle. He's coming in on a run-stopping blitz. He's going to miss, come back, and say, okay, I'm responsible for the A-gap. You're not going to run the football in the A-gap. Great change of direction. Fantastic play by Brian Bauer.
3rd down and 10 with the clock winding down in our first half. 2 with time. And looking for Thomas. It's out of bounds. The offense is bogging down here at the end of the second quarter.
It's been better pass coverage by Alabama A&M, particularly on their zone coverage. After Duhart got off to a blazing start, he's come back to earth a little bit, cooling off.
Trevor Vincent back on to punt this one away. Rashad Anderson back deep to receive. And some confusion on the return team. And a timeout on the field. Hornets now with 1 timeout remaining. Well, your overall impressions on what we've seen here in the first 2 quarters today, Jay?
Sloppy. It's been a pretty sloppy football game. I think that Alabama A&M is winning. They've probably outplayed Alabama's. Been outplayed by at least 14 points. I think Alabama State has left some points on the board, but because it's a rivalry game, A&M has found a way to hang close. But it seems like in years past, where it seems like Alabama State has had the more talented team, but A&M found a way to win a couple of those football games. And I think if you're Alabama State, you have to figure out a way to increase your lead by more than just 14 points, because A&M's just trying to hang around at this point until they get something going.
End over end punt. Drilled out of bounds inside the 20. And marked at the 17. Well, a 43-yard punt, 52 seconds remaining. And 2 timeouts left for the Bulldogs. And we'll see how James Spady elects to play this sequence deep in his own territory.
Run the football, see if you can break a run. If you cannot, take it into halftime. You're down by 14 points. Not the way you drew it up, but you have to look at the situation. You cannot be careless with the football at this stage of the game.
And the out pattern passes incomplete. Ballard way off target. Looking for O'Darius Williams.
And there's no real threat there. I mean, to run the pistol, you know, and I think the most famous pistol offense was probably Colin Kaepernick when he was at Nevada and set all those records. You need to have the threat of a mobile quarterback or running back behind you in a dangerous position at all times, and the threat of the pass. There's really not much of a threat of a pass for Alabama A&M.
Williams makes the catch this time and dances his way across the 25. And has it up for the first down, brought down by Bradley Street. 38 seconds remaining. So at least trying to maybe position themselves for a field goal is Alabama A&M. Joaquin Davis the catch.
But he didn't get out of bounds.
And a costly miscue there. He stays inbounds. The clock continues to move. We're going to have to use a timeout. Ron Ramsey with a tackle. And Davis appears to be shaken up on the sideline. Well, he's listed at 5'7", $142. Caught his first touchdown of the season a week ago. Not the biggest target on the field today.
And when you catch this, you get upfield and you step out, but he elects to come back in the field of play. That was a fumble. And that's what Alabama State was saying. They were pulling him towards the sideline, and they came away with the football.
See if forward progress was stopped.
There wasn't a whistle blown for forward progress. This should be a fumble. We said they have to have some ball security. He should run out of bounds. Knee's not down.
Meanwhile, Davis remains on the turf. You see the line judge, Sabrina Brunson, come in the last second and show the wind the clock motion to allow the clock to continue to count down. The top of your screen there, the ball pops out.
And we know the knee is clearly not down.
Right.
We can see that. Forward progress stop? I don't believe so. They should be taking a look at this.
Came up with a recovery, and Brian Jenkins perhaps suggesting the same thing that we are to the line judge. It's been an interesting first half here in Birmingham. Seen a lot of penalties. We've also seen a lot of big plays on both sides. A special teams miscue. Jay, arguably that's a play of this first half, the drop punt by Carden, which resulted in a touchdown just one play later.
The 10 seconds subtraction. Alabama A&M has called a timeout. Timeout, Alabama A&M.
So with the injured player, they'll use the timeout to prevent the runoff. So I think Brian Jenkins wants to see that play go to the replay official here.
Yeah, he's going to ask somebody to come talk to him about it.
Now you look at the SWAC standings in the East. These two teams both 500. Alabama State's won 3 of its last 4 ball games, so under Brian Jenkins' direction, playing their best football this season so far.
They're getting better, but they've got those 3 losses in conference. And Alabama State not eligible for the Celebration Bowl this season, but Alabama A&M with only 2. They're, in my opinion, the only team that can really catch Alcorn State. Thinking they're going to lose 2 more conference games would be, I don't know how realistic that would be.
13 seconds remaining in our first half. Second down and short. Ballard rifles it downfield, and it's in and out of the hands of Devon Johnson. Pass is incomplete. It'll bring up third down. Ramsey in coverage. Well, Jay, you got to wonder the second half. At some point, do we see Damian May and perhaps a much-needed spark in the downfield passing game?
They're going to need something, because right now this Ballard has not been sharp throwing the football.
Ballard takes off, needs to get out of bounds, cannot do it. Slides down at the 44. That's good enough for the first, but that'll be the final play of the first half. Alabama A&M will receive the second half kickoff. Brian Jenkins has got to be pleased with the first 2 quarters. His team out to a 2-touchdown advantage. The passing game's working. The defense also showed up here in Birmingham. Halftime report coming up next. Bulldogs will receive the second half kickoff and a chance to find some much needed momentum offensively. See if they can get there as the 74th annual Magic City Classic second half underway. And from 2 yards deep, across the 20, gang tackle there, driven backwards. Look at our first half stats. Bulldogs and the Hornets, even in the rushing department, passing yards, one of the big differences between these two teams.
And that's been the shocker, I think, if we think about it. I mean, we talk about Alabama State offense that throws for 234 yards a game on average, where Alabama State averages a little bit less than 200 yards. But as we mentioned before, Daniel Duhart was the difference maker. Great decisions made in the first half, and they jumped out on Alabama State early, on Alabama A&M early, pardon me.
Ballard back in there at quarterback. Handoff near side across the 20. And a short pickup on first down as Robert Brown makes the tackle. You see the numbers on Tootie Ballard, 9 of 21 in the passing department. Did have 33 yards on the ground. That production's got to increase final two quarters.
I mean, definitely. You know, he's playing the most valuable position on the field, particularly in a pistol offense. You must get great quarterback play. He has not delivered his end of the bargain.
On second down, looking deep. Man-to-man coverage, and the pass is incomplete. That was in and out of the hands of O'Darius Williams. T.J. Presley in coverage. One that Williams nearly brought in.
This is a fantastic job of trying to make a play on the ball by the wide receiver. Actually looked like he was going to come down with that ball. If he was able to hold on and control a little bit longer, it would have been given credit for a catch, but it's a great effort by Williams.
Junior out of Montgomery, Alabama, just right down the road. Critical third down play to start this third quarter. Ballard with time down the field and nearly picked off. Well, a poor decision that time for Ballard. Bradley Street probably should have had an interception. He could have taken it to the house, Jay.
Yeah, this is just a poor read. It's almost as if he doesn't see Street. Looks like he doesn't. He hit him right in the stomach.
That's why he's a free safety instead of a wideout, right?
And he's talking to him about it. Get your hands in the right position.
Ryan Jenkins, always a teacher, a student of the game. He's done a wonderful job with the Hornets. As the punt is down at the 49-yard line, just a net of 28 yards. So not a good afternoon for Nick Carden, who dropped a punt in the second quarter. Just a 24-yarder there.
This is a start to the second half, eerily similar to the first. The offense not able to move the chains. Special teams letting them down. Alabama State's getting the football in good field position. An opportunity to increase this lead.
Once again, a chance to look at Daniel Duhart and his numbers today. Had a 60-yard touchdown pass to his tight end Brandon Barnes on a wheel route in the second quarter. Fakes the handoff to Khalid Thomas with some time down the field, and it's caught in the save. Into the red zone once again, the Hornets. Jalen Dorsey in coverage, a gain of 30 yards. A great pitch and catch once again for this Hornets offense.
Zipper route, 3 verticals. Watch this guy right here get the football. That's good quarterbacking by Duhart. No one versus a cover 3, safety high. You can stick that ball in the seam.
Henderson with the catch. Looking for him again. Pass is incomplete. It was tipped to the line of scrimmage. Anthony Lanier got his big mitts on that one.
But on that previous play on the 3 vertical route, zipper route we call it, that's quarterbacking at a high level. That's 1, recognizing you're not going to get blitzed. 2, they're playing 1 safety high, putting him in a bind where he can't be right and delivering the catchable ball. Duhart seems as if he's really progressed in his senior season.
Yeah, he's been in the zone this year, completing nearly 80% of his passes. The near side run brought down by Virgil Johnson as Khalid Thomas goes for about 3.
And you're starting to see Alabama State play to their level of expectations. I mean, for years, many people thought they were the best team in the SWAC, and I would watch them one week and say, wow, this is the best team I've seen in HBCU football. And then they would play to the level of their competitions in some football games. And that doesn't seem to be the case now.
3rd down and 5. Bobbled, caught towards the end zone. And short of the goal line, it'll be 1st down and goal. Dexter Reese in coverage. DeMario Bell makes the catch, his 3rd of the ball game.
And he's upset because he realizes if he catches this curl route cleanly, ball's right there. If he catches it cleanly and makes a move, he's in the end zone. Bobbled it, comes up half a yard short from his first touchdown reception of the year.
What a night for DeMario Bell. Under center, Duhart. He'll push the pile. Looking for the signal. Touchdown, Alabama State. And talk about a statement to begin this third quarter. 3 and out for Alabama A&M. And then the Hornets right down the field, Jake, 50 yards.
Similar to what we saw before. This is just a quarterback sneak with the push from Khalid Thomas. Able to find a hole in there and get in the end zone, but it was the catch by Bell that put him in the red zone, deep in the red zone, and the quarterback sneak by Duhart.
What a job Brian Jenkins has done with a win here today. That'll be 4 in the last 5 ball games after a slow start.
I'm curious why Jenkins is really getting in Duhart like that. Coach, I scored a touchdown. I threw a pass that got us down here, and I scored the touchdown.
The ruling on the field was a touchdown.
So we'll go back to the replay booth. We saw this a couple of times in the first half. It's got to be indisputable video evidence to overturn the touchdown called on the field.
And they're going to look at this and we'll see. And that's a good shot right there with Don Hill-Ely, former head coach at Morgan State University, talking to Duhart. Don't get rattled. You're playing a good game. And I don't know if there'll be enough to overturn this. I mean, you lose him in the pile. So there's nothing you can say to say he's clearly short of the end zone. He gets lost in the pile.
Watch the knees.
Up and slide. Where's the ball? I mean, right now you don't know where the ball is as he's going down.
Falls down on top of the goal line.
Yeah. I think it's a touchdown. I don't think there's enough to overturn it, which is
the ruling
the important
on the
thing
field,
on the field.
Stands. Touchdown.
Livingston with the call, confirmed by the replay booth.
He doesn't look happy. They scored a touchdown, so Coach Jenkins kind of lit into him a little bit, and he definitely doesn't look happy. Is he up by 21, getting ready to be 21 points, or is he down by 7?
As a coach, always teaching, perhaps. Expecting perfection from his young team. Vincent's extra point is up. It is good. 12:50 remaining in the third quarter. Our new score 35-14. Brian Jenkins getting into his quarterback.
I'm done with golf. Sick of this parking lot. I hate my clubs. I don't even know why I wear this stupid visor. Same time tomorrow? Yeah.
The all-new BMW X1.
Jeff, after you retire, no one will remember you, so you want an ARP card for identification. You do get movie discounts at select theaters. You have to buy your own popcorn. Okay. Playtime's over, Jeff. This whole silly thing where you drive in circles, we're all done with that now.
If you don't think ending hunger when you think AARP, then you don't know ARP. Our drive to end hunger has donated 31 million meals and counting. Find more real possibilities at aarp.org/possibilities.
Are you going to be the guy to have that passion, that determination, that will to get on the court? The guys with passion will play. Guys that are good teammates will play. Guys that outwork other guys will play. Guys with determination will not be denied. Bring it up, guys. Bring it up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
When you move, Degree Motion Sense reacts. With unique microcapsules activated by movement to release bursts of freshness all day. Motion Sense, protection to keep you moving. Degree, it won't let you down.
Here at the Magic City Classic in Birmingham, 21-point lead for ASU. Jay Walker, Roy Philpott. Light mist falling down. It's also been breezy this afternoon. Two teams sitting at 500 inside the SWAC. And on the sidelines, Damian May, the backup quarterback, getting loose, and it's about time, isn't it?
I mean, I think so. We haven't seen the quarterback position, and particularly Tootie Ballard, light up the scoreboard at all. And when we talked to Coach Spade, he said, you know, sometimes I need to pull him so he could see things from the sideline and learn. If you've got a pretty good bullpen, I think this is the time that you use it.
Trevor Vincent on for another kickoff for the Hornets. And the sidewinder sends it out of bounds. So a mistake on special teams. Give Alabama A&M with decent field position. And don't forget Sunday from 8 a.m. to noon. ESPNU brings you College Football Sunday. From Heisman hopefuls to championship contenders, College Football Sunday is the only show that ranks them all exclusively on ESPNU. And watch ESPN. Another eventful weekend nearly in the books. Plenty to talk about.
Any upsets?
Tomorrow.
Any upsets yet?
Not yet.
Yeah. Primetime games are one. Temple, Notre Dame.
Well, that's going to be a lot of fun to see what happens. First down at 10 from the 35.
Yet to make the change at the quarterback position.
Ballard remains on the field. Eldemeyer, the running back, brought down by Roderick Henderson. So we saw Brandon Eldemeyer provide a brief spark for this offense, and then he exited the game. It's the first time we've seen him since.
And, you know, he's got to find a groove. That's what running backs have to do. But Eldemeyer found holes running at the line of scrimmage, not running sideways. I liked his vision when he could see everything in front of him and change directions.
Loses three on that last play. Straight ahead this time up to the 40. It'll bring up third down and 5. Barry with the stop.
So you don't have to give him the hole. First hole doesn't have to be there. He'll cut back. Look at the vision to see it. It opens up. He finds it with one step, gets in between. Tough to bring down. Good vision in between the tackles on display by Brandon Eldemeyer.
Over 10 tackles now for Courtney Barry, who leads the SWAC in that department. Pitch and catch. That's a first down up to the 50-yard line. Tevin McKenzie makes the catch. Barry in coverage.
This may be the best throw we've seen from Ballard in this game. Very tight coverage by Courtney Barry. That had to be an accurate throw, and he delivered the ball.
Jay, as a former quarterback, you see the backup warming up on the sideline. That can be a wake-up call of sorts, can it not?
It can, but sometimes you don't get to see them warming up, and you just know within your head, I better get things going, or else I'm going to be on the sideline. You know, when we talk about May coming in the game, it's not as if May has these numbers that are phenomenal. You know, May is a 48% passer, Ballard a 45% passer.
And you've got a weapon like Kevin McKenzie, a.k.a. Mr. Magic City, caught the game winner last year in this contest. Here's play action for Tootie Ballard. Simply throws it away. Now credit this Alabama State front four and also the linebacker Courtney Barry. The pressure has been there for the first 2+ quarters. Does not appear to be going anywhere.
They're continuing to apply the pressure. When the quarterbacks think there's room to the outside, it's only there for a split second. Look at that. 10 tackles today. Came into the game with 88. He's at 98 tackles for the season now. 2 more puts him over the century mark.
Third down and long. Here's the pocket. And Ballard floats one to his tailback. Eldemeyer. Brought down by a shoestring short of the first down by Haran Ramsey. A nice tackle to prevent first down yardage, and Ramsey appears to be shaken up. So a timeout on the field as a training staff attends the redshirt freshman. Now the Bulldogs had 2 quick drives to reach pay dirt. Since then, it's been all Alabama State, and especially with the defense as we take another look.
Looks like he grabs the back of his hamstring. Okay. So nothing in the upper body. And Looks like it was his hamstring that affected him on that play, which was better than the alternative choice would be an upper body injury.
Nick Carton back on the field. It's 4th down and 4, under 11 minutes to play in a fast-moving third quarter. And this one shanked out of bounds. It'll be 1st and 10 for Alabama State. When we come back, Jay, give me 5. We're at number 3. Up next.
Here's a demonstration in adaptability. The all-new Pilot Elite from Honda.
Man, it's good to be back, baby. Do you want to hit Foot Locker for some Adidas gear? Week of Greatness is back. The Week of Greatness and I are both back, and we're both great. I wonder what else we have in common. Does the Week of Greatness owe $300 to a rare fish stealer named Maurice? Maurice! Yeah, you're scaring him! Does the Week of Greatness regularly prank call the Kremlin?
My name not Ivana Tinkle.
Did the Week of Greatness ever pop out of a cake despite not being invited to the party? Happy birthday, Aaron Rodgers!
Thank you.
I don't know. You tell me.
I'm not ready. Intel's best processor is here. So you can take this very real, very terrifying memory and edit it, share it, play it back in 4K quality.
Introducing Intel's new 6th generation core processor. It's our best processor ever.
One thing we can rely on in this house is UVerse high-speed internet.
Incredibly reliable.
And I'm changing my fantasy lineup as we speak.
UVerse high-speed internet has brought much-needed reliability to our lives.
AT&T UVerse high-speed internet. With 99.9% reliability, it's one thing you can rely on.
What makes a great beer? It's a battle between hops and malt. Flour versus grain. Bitter versus sweet. Too much hops, and you've got a pint full of pine flavor. Too much malt, and all you taste is caramel. There's only one way to win this battle, by achieving balance. Sam Adams Boston Lager. Hops and malt in perfect harmony. No more, love more.
Don't miss the Audi 2015 MLS Cup playoffs, Sunday.
The number 3 reason why the Magic City Classic is so special has to do with the parking lots.
There are pre-game parties, and yes, Jay, there are post-game parties at the Magic City Classic.
And when do these parties end?
When the lights go out.
That could be 11, 12, 6 a.m. You never know here at the Magic City Classic.
I know the party's not ending when the lights go out. And if that's the case, the lights aren't going out until probably midday Sunday.
Yeah, well, they keep the stadium lights on for a while. You've got a post-game concert. This year it'll feature Jagged Edge. And I don't know if I've been to too many games when the game is over, they don't leave until it's like dark, 10, 11 o'clock. So everybody will circle and go around. And saw Jay Roberson, the council member and former Alabama A&M quarterback. They may need him to dress up a little bit. They need their offense to get going.
Loss of 2 on the play. That was Khalid Thomas, brought down by Brower. And out of the pistol formation at 2nd and 12. Thomas lassoed by his shoestrings. He'll gain those 2 yards back. Virgil Johnson, who exited the game back in the first half, back and now healthy.
Just get the sense that this game is slowly but surely getting away from Alabama A&M. If Alabama State can avoid the big turnover or the costly special teams play, I don't know if Alabama A&M is going to have enough offense to even get back into the game. 21 points appears to be too much.
There goes Stuhart, quarterback draw. He's got the first down. And a brilliant play call that time by Mark Orlando, the offensive coordinator. Brower finally made the stop. But ASU very content now to let this clock run down. They continue to move the chains.
And they're playing like the bigger, stronger, more physical team here tonight.
Thomas on the end around, gets a block, and not much more. Back to the line of scrimmage. I don't know that Thomas is a guy that's going to blow you away with speed, but he just does everything, it seems like, really well.
What's the term? All-purpose back. He's an all-purpose back and can do what's needed or what's called upon for the occasion. And imagine this for Alabama A&M. You're talking about a team that is near the bottom in defense in the SWAC. For years, they dominated every defensive category, not only in the SWAC, but in FCS football.
Here's the screen, and Thomas spins his way out of bounds, crossing the 30.
I say that to mention, Anthony Jones had a long tenure at Alabama A&M. This is the second year for Coach James Beatty, but Bronski Towns was a staple at the defensive coordinator for Alabama A&M, and he would get these smaller players and really harass you. And I know it's a little bit tough for Bulldog fans to see a team really get pushed around the field like this, something they're completely unaccustomed to.
3rd down and 5. He floats one deep down the field. He's looking for Demario Bell. And it's too far. Dylan Hamilton. The pressure from his safety spot.
And the times they've had success versus Alabama State has been when they brought the blitz. So they're getting to do hard a little bit with the pressure, and his completion percentage is going down when they bring pressure. This stage in the game, you have to think they have to blitz on out.
And what do you have to lose at this point? The rain's starting to come down a little bit more heavily here in Birmingham. 74th annual Magic City Classic. As Vincent is going to run with it. Trevor Vincent tries to get to the edge, and he's close to first down yardage. Only needed 5. They mark him out of bounds at the 35. And it looks like he's going to be about a yard short.
He's asking, are you sure about that spot? Come on.
What's up with the play call there?
Yeah, I think they're always told if something is there, take it. I don't know if you take it when you're up by 21 and you show that to the other teams you have to face.
Short of the first down by a half yard as we take another look.
You see nothing to the outside, but great closing speed. Knocks him short. He did not get it.
Well, a lot of times that's put into special teams. The option is there. If it's wide open, you take it. And obviously Vincent saw something, but still, you got a 3-touchdown advantage in the biggest game of the year.
Yeah, go ahead and kick the ball away. Your defense is doing a good job now. You're giving Alabama A&M great field position.
An opportunity for the Bulldogs. Some trickeration. The pump fake. Anderson with a toss. And nobody home. Trying to find Devon Johnson. That'll make it 2nd down and 10. Well, a good time to call it, but nothing doing.
Yeah, there was nothing there at all. Give credit to Coach Beatty continuing to keep Ballard in the game.
James Beatty, Brian Jenkins, very good friends, but it's all business today here in the Magic City Classic. 8-man front. They'll run right into the teeth of it. Harvey Harris straight ahead. Darius Washington made the initial contact.
Think about it. When you send a play and as a quarterback, you have to think this is 4-down territory. We got the ball back because of great special teams. 3rd and 10. You don't have to get all 10 yards. If somebody's running clear underneath, get them the football, let them run after, and then you can go for it on 4th down.
Ballard down the field, rifles a strike, and a touchdown for the Bulldogs. So Darius Williams reaches Pater. Now 35-yard scoring strike, and just like that, Alabama A&M right back in it.
Taking advantage of the mistake on special teams by Alabama State. Going to step up in the pocket. They're going to see Darius Williams make the catch, find a crease. He's their big play threat. He averages 26 yards per catch. We're going up a little bit higher after that. They're going to talk to the punter. You see what happens when you give a team hope. That was John Henry, the special teams coordinator, letting them know he's not too pleased with that decision to go for it.
Both teams' punters have played significant roles as the extra point is missed. Trevor Vincent unable to run for the first down. Alabama A&M cashes in. The 35-yard pitch and catch, and the Bulldogs trail by 15.
good. Des, have you tried Coke Zero yet? Reese, Coke Zero? Man, I wish every fan could try this.
How are you going to do that?
Watch this. Everybody at home, grab your smartphone, open up Shazam.
Hey, I got it.
I didn't think you even knew what Shazam was.
How'd you think I got into hip-hop?
Happy, happy, happy for you and me. Happy, happy, happy for you.
Intel's best processor is here, which gives new PCs 3 times the battery life, so you never have to stop watching.
Thanks.
Introducing Intel's new 6th generation core processor. It's our best processor ever.
Cheerleading doesn't win ball games. Execution, attitude, and finish wins ball games. Always be on the swarm. Always be on the attack. Hold nothing back. Whether control, emotion, don't let it control you. Discipline, detail, follow through, finish. That's what I'm saying. Let's do it together.
Back here in Birmingham, Brian Jenkins back in pregame, always be on the attack, and perhaps that hurt the Hornets on that fake punt attempt. They now only have a 15-point advantage. It was 21 just a few minutes ago.
And not only that, think about what he said the last part of that speech. Finish. They didn't finish a year ago. Can they finish a year later with a different head coach?
Well, Brian Jenkins, a head coach of Bethune-Cookman, 5 seasons, a winning percentage of over 76%, dominated his rival at Florida A&M. Took Bethune-Cookman to the FCS playoffs 3 different times. Now trying to turn around this Alabama State program. Short kickoff fielded at the 15. And brought down from behind, short of the 30-yard line. Daniel Duhart, well, he's been a story today, Chad.
Really came out throwing the ball well, but showing some athleticism as well. Great decisions in the running game. That was his longest run, and then a couple quarterback sneaks. Really impressed with his reading of the coverage. Hasn't really come close to throwing an interception. That was the best throw right there. Great throw, great catch.
Accounted for all 5 touchdowns on the scoreboard for Alabama State. One from 60 yards out as well through the air to Brandon Barnes, his big tight end. The other to Josh Davis from 18 yards out. 1st and 10 for the Hornets. End around Khalid Thomas. Makes a nifty move up to the 35. So a gain of 6 yards on 1st down. The tackle by Brower.
Because of the threat of the passing game, with Duhart throwing the football, when they go with that empty backfield, they're very dangerous. And when they bring along Khalid Thomas for a jet sweep, really keeps the defense on their heels. They have them guessing right now.
Thomas now with 81 yards on the ground on just 15 attempts. Another opportunity here, short of the 40. Needed to make the 39 for 1st down yardage. Brower smashes him down to the turf. It'll be 3rd and short. Well, you just wonder if that fake punt, when awry, will come back and bite Alabama State, who was in firm control at that point in the contest. Alex Anderson, 5, checks back in for the Hornets. And he'll flank Duhart in the backfield. Duhart, the keeper, lunges forward. I think he is short. David Dagrin, the junior for Miami, with the tackle, and the punt team on the field.
You had the feeling he was going to pull it. They showed the look like we're going to stop the run. 1st down might have been there had he handed it off, but called his own number, and great play by Dagrin. The tackle in open field.
No fake punt this time for Vincent. A wobbler. Fielded inside the 30. The knee was down. It'll be 1st and 10 from the 29 after a 33-yard punt. Well, the top wrestlers in college square off in the NWCA All-Star Classic coming up Sunday. The event kicks off the season. We'll have several NCAA champions being tested. Main event matches begin at 5 o'clock Eastern on ESPNU and streaming live on Watch ESPN. You were never a big wrestler, were you, my friend?
I mean, with WWE, WWF, I was a huge wrestling fan now. Hulkamania.
Don't give me your Ric Flair imitation. Oh, there we go. I asked for it. Critical series for the Bulldogs. Back to live action, Magic City Classic, and some daylight. Off to the races, a third-team running back. That's Brower. And the brother of the linebacker into plus territory after a gain of 30 yards.
They have 4 sets of twins on this football team, which is odd, but when you think about Brower breaking it to the outside, when he comes in, the scouting report on him, he likes to run to contact, but he does a pretty good job of avoiding contact here. Gets to the outside, runs through the arm tackle, and shows some good moves for a power running back.
And Dominique Jackson, the inside backer, whipped on the tackle at the line of scrimmage from the 41 on first down. And Brower straight ahead. Stacked up in the line, Roderick Henderson credited with its stop.
That's Big Rod. Big Roderick Henderson. Call him Big Rod back in the day. Almost feel like you know him. He's been playing so well tonight. And what a load. Nose tackle. If you're going to have a 3-4 defensive line, it helps when you have a 350, 360-pound 3 technique in front of you.
That's a run stuffer.
That's a run stuffer. You need to double team if you want to run up the A-gap.
4-man front here. Ball pops out. And the Hornets think they've recovered.
Courtney Berry's walked out of there with the football.
And he's got it.
Recovered by ASU.
So a turnover. Henderson right in the mix once again, almost on cue. And he waves his finger back at the Alabama A&M sideline saying, no, sir.
Just on the exchange, a little bit high on the shoulder pad level. The ball gets kicked around, and you see Berry. He's pulling it out. Everybody's looking for the football, but look where this handoff is. It's high. Anytime you have to raise up and get it above your stomach, above your gut, very tough for the running back to get there. And then the ball just gets kicked by an offensive lineman. And it's been one of those days for this offense for Alabama A&M.
Well, Jay, you also have to think the rain coming down a little bit. A heavier clip at this point in time could also be a factor in what's happening. The ball becomes slick. It's a distraction. End result is plays like that, too.
You have to really focus on your location of where you're handing off that ball and really put it in the gut of the runner.
Now, the first turnover of the game, we saw the punt that was dropped back in the second quarter. Alabama A&M had momentum prior to that last play. Out of the shotgun, 2 backs in the backfield. Anderson near side. And contact out of bounds right at the 40-yard line. Devontae Simon.
And the one consistent that remains at Alabama State, they keep good running backs, and they never seem to have just one. They always have 2. I mean, even when Isaiah Crowell played there, he was sharing time in the backfield. And now you've got Khalid Thomas, who's a good one, and they're trying to bring on the young freshman Alex Anderson. And explosive runners seem to be consistent down in Montgomery, Alabama.
Magic City Classic here in Birmingham. Duhart with time, batted down at the line of scrimmage. Devontae Simon again, so he's starting to make his presence felt from that free safety spot.
Once again, getting pressure on Duhart. That's been the only success they've really had, is blitzing a linebacker. When they've gone with the 4-man pressure, it's been picked apart. So they've been forced to probably blitz a little bit more than normal. And here would be an obvious passing situation. You have to think Alabama A&M is going to bring the blitz again.
Anderson remains in the game at running back. He'll pick up the blitz here. Duhart flush. Dangerous pass. Nearly picked off and caught. It'll be short of first down yardage. A gain of 2. It was a dangerous throw from the get-go. The punt team back on the field coming up for the Hornets. Kenneth Davis applying the pressure.
Yep, they were going to bring the blitz. They realized, watch the 2 inside linebackers. That's just double blitz. Coming around, not able to get to the quarterback. DB breaks on the ball, doesn't finish. And great concentration by Bell.
4th catch of the ball game for DeMario Bell. Dorsey in coverage, who nearly picked it off. And off the side of the foot of Vincent, it's out of bounds, a short punt. Alabama A&M, credit the defense, hanging around in this one. Jay, it feels like the Hornets should be ahead by more than 15, a 32-yard punt.
I think they figured out a little bit too late. If we blitz Duhart, we can do some things to him. We can throw him off his rhythm. And unfortunately, they've already given up 35 points. But the defense has given them enough of a chance to get back into the game. The defense hasn't played great. They've given up some big plays, but the offense just hasn't caught up to the defensive intensity.
All right, let's assume for a second Jay Walker is Phil Dorn, the offensive coordinator for Alabama A&M. What do you dial up here, knowing that Ballard still is on the field at quarterback?
I mean, try and find some crossing routes that have been working. They've had some success doing that. Maybe just throw it up for grabs if you can. But what you really want to do, you're still in the third quarter. And so you think, well, what does my quarterback do well? If he throws the intermediate passes well, then you give him some intermediate passes right now just to get him going in some type of rhythm. But we've seen Ballard struggle with the short pass. We've seen him struggle with the deep ball. So right now you just kind of you have to force it what's there. And his pre-snap reads haven't helped, so you can't even call the short passing game.
Looking for Devon Johnson. It was T.J. Presley in coverage on that last play. Deep handoff. Nowhere to run. Brought down behind the 20. That'll be a loss of at least 6 yards. Darian Bennett, the reserve defensive end. 4.5 tackles for loss now this season after this last play.
Unblocked to the running back. That's just missed assignment. And this is an offense that's struggling right now. I mean, I'm thinking, how did they even score the 20 points that they had? Good running by Edelmeyer in the first half really carried them, but other than that, they struggled.
Empty backfield on 3rd and 16. He'll heave one down the field again. Open for a moment and caught! Into Alabama State territory. Devon Johnson, 6'1", 180-pound sophomore. And he burned T.J. Presley there.
Would you rather be lucky or good? This is the same play. They're going to run 3 verts. I think the guy you should go to is right here, but look where they go with the football. He's behind them, found a little soft spot, got away with it. You're not supposed to hang that throw. You're supposed to stick it. They got the lucky break.
He'll go tempo. The quick handoff goes nowhere. In fact, it loses 4. Courtney Berry, who else? Now with 12 tackles tonight.
He just plays that inside linebacker like it should be played. In today's college football landscape, you don't need the big 245-pound run stuffer. You need a guy that's 220 pounds and can move and delivers a little thump when he gets there with great football instincts and a high IQ.
Derek Isaac, the false start.
73, 5 yard, remain, second down.
Brian Jenkins gave us a great quote on his star linebacker, Courtney Berry. I asked him, how much does he mean to your program? And he says, listen, don't get on that broadcast and start talking about how much he means, because his head is already big enough. And he's bringing 150 family members to each and every game to begin with. We don't need any more.
I disagree with you, Jenkins. If a guy can play, we're going to tell America how good he can play.
After the penalty, 2nd and long. 2 flags on the field. It'll be holding. So Alabama A&M moving in the wrong direction. A 3rd flag comes out late. And these could be offsetting, and James Spady wants to know what's going on. He said it was a great offseason for him after winning this game last year. He doesn't want to find out what it's like if you don't win the Magic City Classic.
Well, you win it the first year, you get a pass. Let's not forget, he's still learning his program. Only his 2nd year.
Oh, on the offense, number 67. That would be 10 yards from the previous spot. After the play, personal foul on the defense, number 6. That'll be 15 yards and automatic first down.
So after all of that, the Bulldogs prevail, +5 and a first down to boot. It's been a weird game.
It's been a weird game, and it's it's just the 3rd quarter. I mean, down by 15 points, but it just seems like they're down by so much more than that because the offense has not had any consistency.
So after the 2 penalties, the ball rests at the 49-yard line, and the Bulldogs suddenly in Hornets territory. Time winding down in our third quarter. The rain coming down here at the Magic City Classic. Randolph in motion. Johnson right behind him. Quarterback keeper. And Ballard pushes the pile ahead to the 40. Torrey Davis with the tackle. 2nd down and 2 coming up.
And this really has the feeling of last 4 or 5 classics. I mean, you think a team's going to run away with it, and then you find yourself in the 4th quarter. It's a 1-score game, a couple key plays. So as poorly as we think Alabama A&M has played, they can put a touchdown on the board right now, put some pressure on the offense for Alabama State.
Out of the pistol, needed 2. Will gain 3 and a 1st down. So the drive continues. Under a minute to play in the 3rd quarter. The rain coming down in Birmingham, and Alabama A&M's hopes still very much alive.
Yeah, got an opportunity. The defense has played enough to give them a chance to get back into this contest.
Harris, who's the leading rusher for the Bulldogs, remains in. It's been relatively quiet tonight. Play action here. Ballard towards the end zone. Heaves one deep. And he overshoots everybody. Looking for Johnson again. Nobody home. It's been kind of a feast or famine night in the passing game.
Yep, and you know, for them to just dial it up and run around, chuck it downfield. I don't know if he's really reading the coverages right now. He's not seeing things too clear, but the young man's been able to make some plays to keep his team somewhat in it. I expect for Alabama State, I know they want to bring pressure, but if you don't have a quarterback that's picking you apart, there's no need for unnecessary pressure. They're just content playing zone coverage.
Dump one off in the flats. McKenzie, nice stutter step, a little shake and bake, shoved out of bounds. A short pickup, it'll bring up 3rd down and medium. Courtney Berry, the tackler, as time winds down in our 3rd quarter.
Seems like the Bulldogs will be content to take it into the 4th quarter.
Now the 2 teams trade touchdowns. A missed extra point by the Bulldogs makes the margin 15 headed to the 4th quarter. Here in Birmingham, the Magic City Classic. Hornets with a 15-point lead.
Hey, Jim. Hey. You want the funnies? No, you read them first.
There's a couple Heisman winners right up front.
Look, honey, there's some Heisman winners.
Yeah, all right.
I got it. Incomparable Heisman trophy.
Hey, isn't that Joe Theismann?
That's Jim Plunkett from
Hey, Joe! Hey, Joe!
Hey, can we move it along here?
Joe! Hey! Maybe it wasn't Joe. Probably not. That Marmaduke? Yeah, I know, right?
Happy, happy, happy for you and me. Happy, happy, happy. Aww.
Intel's best processor is here, which gives new PCs 3 times the battery life, so you never have to stop watching.
Thanks.
Happy, happy, happy for you and me. Happy, happy, happy for all to see. La 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 la. Whee! One more time.
Introducing Intel's new 6th generation core processor with 3 times the battery life. It's our best processor ever.
My father told me before the war, every man was free.
Amazon's The Man in the High Castle is being called a winner.
You think you're gonna defeat the Japanese Nazis?
A triumph of world building. It's provocative. The best new show, 4 stars. It's begging to be binged. Great, period.
I want my country back.
The Man in the High Castle. Stream all episodes on Amazon Video now. Included with Prime membership.
Boom! MasterCard and Android Pay have made buying things so fast that now I have time to share my super awesome knowledge.
What do you think of Angels versus Aliens 4?
1 bazillion years after Alien. Have a nice day. Greetings! I am the protector of... Dang it, Caroline! God, you're cold as ice. Hey, you! Do you have more time to boom? I do.
You've been eye-guzzling that show for 58 episodes. But oh God, there they are. The final credits. You've fallen into a show hole. The struggle could not be more real. Why even have a TV? Then you see it. Amazon Fire TV's vast library of best shows ever. So long, showhole!
Ohio State, Michigan, Saturday at noon Eastern on ABC.
ESPNU College Football Primetime is presented by McDonald's.
Well, nothing like a good hoverboard to get the crowd fired up. That was halftime moments ago. 35-20 started the fourth quarter. This place has been electric all day. I don't know if it's been as loud as what it was during that moment.
Oh, yeah. That was one of the highlights. And then the drum majors came out. All four drum majors came out in their special ops gear on hoverboards, too. Big thrill.
Rain coming down hard. Critical third down play. Alabama A&M hanging around here.
Oh, wow.
Another false start penalty will back them up 5.
False start, offense, 67. 5 yards, remain third down.
You come out of a quarter break, crucial third down, and a mental error. Cost you 5 yards and make it third and long.
James Spady wondering what you can do. 6 penalties now against the Bulldogs. Third down and long. Fires a pass wide open. It's caught. And brought down inside the red zone. Bulldogs in business. With Danian Heath, a backup wide receiver out of Phoenix City, Alabama.
Yeah, they did them a favor. They brought some pressure on the outside for no reason. They've struggled just throwing the ball. They brought pressure, did not get to the quarterback. Nobody to covering the outside divider, and that's a pretty easy throw and catch for Alabama A&M to keep the drive alive.
Just joining us, it has certainly been a football game made out of basketball-type runs. Bulldogs trying to strike. Stacked up at the line of scrimmage, driven backwards. No gain on the play. Darius Washington, the tackle.
Yeah, but Big Rod helped him out. See? Been calling that name all day. Roderick Henderson, number 94. He's played a great football game, and for a man his size, quick.
J2, I'm going to go back to what you were suggesting in the second quarter.
Are you going to 340? Or are you going to come up with me that 350, which I have on my sheet?
I respect it, man. I'm going 348.
348.
Right? I'm going to go back to what you said. The second quarter, another flag on the field. Imagine that. Brandon Eldemeyer gave us offensive spark and really hasn't been heard from since. And we've seen Brower and also Harrison there.
Offense, 68. 5 yards, remain. Second down.
Eldemeyer just seemed to hit that hole and find it even if it really wasn't there. You'd like to see more of him at some point.
Yeah, you have to go with the hot hand. And, and clearly Eldemeyer was the effective runner. Yes, he's your backup running back, but I thought he was running like a senior playing in his last classic. A sense of urgency. And they've just taken him out of the ball game.
Play action, backside pressure, and a nice shot by Ballard. Escapes out of bounds at the 15-yard line, a pickup of 10 yards. Darian Bennett missed what could have been a big-time sack.
Well, the conditions are starting to deteriorate here. Wet field, slippery quarterback, not able to hold on, and nice little pump fake, and you see the legs and the athleticism of Tootie Ballard.
Third down and a manageable 6 yards to go. From the 15, out of the shotgun, Ballard. Quick pass is incomplete. It's low and wide of his intended target, Jonathan Dorsey. And now 4th down and 4, trailing by 15.
Well, they have to go for it because they can't kick. I mean, that's the thing. It's one thing if your kicker was automatic, but they're struggling in field goals this season.
Ramon Diaz 1 of 4 in the field goal department, and his long is just 28. 8 of 18 on 4th down this year. Here's an opportunity. Looking for the dump off, the pump fake. Ballard's got to get rid of it. Keeps it alive and batted out of bounds.
Penalty came in late. I think it's going to be on Alabama A&M, personal foul.
Flag was thrown at the 9-yard line. Antonio Humphrey prevented the pass from getting out of the hands of Ballard. And this will be a turnover on downs.
The ball will go over on change of downs. Personal foul on number 24 of Alabama A&M. 15 yards from the end of the run. First down.
I believe that was actually on Harvey Harris, 23 in white.
Tried to keep that play going as long as you could. That one there, but that just shows you, one of those things where wide receiver, there's really, besides, well, I don't know, you don't want to say besides McKenzie because we've seen the big play potential of Williams, but that was just great coverage by the secondary of Alabama State.
Hornets take over. Khalid Thomas pushes forward for a gain of 5. And coming up Sunday, 8 a.m. until noon, ESPNU brings you College Football Sunday from Heisman hopefuls to championship contenders. College Football Sunday is the only show that ranks them all exclusively on ESPNU and watch ESPN. Be watching tomorrow morning to see what upsets occurred and maybe who's making that push towards the top, not only in the polls, but also in the Heisman race.
Yep. And keep in mind, October's ending today. Tomorrow's November, right? So with it ending November brings about college football playoff.
Tuesday, the first poll comes out, right?
Come out, so everybody starts paying a little bit closer attention.
Ellis Richardson checks in the game as well for Alabama State. First time today we've called his number and his name in around to Thomas. And fortunate to get back to the line of scrimmage. Ryan Brower makes the tackle. If this score holds up, this is going to be a nice win for Alabama State. Obviously still with some work to do, but it's felt as if the Hornets have been in control basically since the game was tied at 14.
And they played like the better football team. But I know Alabama State fans are still nervous because I thought for the past 4 or 5 years they've brought the better football team in here and they have not always won. They need to finish this out with a little bit less than 13 minutes. I am a little surprised at the quarterback change at this stage of the game.
Quarterback keeper Richardson straight ahead. And on 3rd and 5, he'll gain a yard. Well, the Bulldogs defense holds after the turnover on downs. Kirksey makes the tackle, and Richardson and company quickly off the field.
And that's what we've been saying over and over again. The defense has done a good job of holding them. They've only given up 7 points here in the second half, but the offense has not been able to put any points on the board to just put a threat against this Alabama State offense, forcing them to have to do something.
Trevor Vincent back on the field to punt this one away as time draws closer to 11:30 remaining. A late substitution for the Hornets will result in a timeout. Well, a play and a sequence perhaps indicative, a microcosm of these 4 quarters we've seen so far. Well, timeout on the field. We'll keep it right here as we take a look at today's AT&T strong performance. And who else? A quarterback, Daniel Duhart.
He's played well, responsible for 5 touchdowns. We should say all 5 touchdowns for Alabama State today. Doing it with his legs, doing it in the air with his arms. Great decisions on display by the senior playing in this final Magic City Classic.
Counting for 5 touchdowns on the scoreboard. How about some love for the tight end Brandon Barnes? As a former quarterback, you got to love a big target like Barnes. 6'4", 230, just a redshirt junior. You see the numbers on Duhart. Guy's going to be a weapon in the SWAC the rest of the season.
And he had a great catch with concentration on display earlier as well. Having a big target and a tight end that can run, you really appreciate those.
1st and 10 for Alabama A&M when we come back here in breezy, rainy Birmingham. Give me 5, Jay. We're at number 2. That's up next.
Driving for hours on end with a 5-year-old is like trapping a pterodactyl in a box.
Kids can be stubborn and cranky, but they also bring this wonder and excitement
I think the difficult moments are made up for in the once-in-a-lifetime moments when you open that car door and you show them something that's not on TV, that's not on some search online, it's reality.
The latest Ford F-150 makes every other truck history. How, you ask? There's a truckload of reasons. Reason number one, a high-strength military-grade aluminum alloy body. F-150's got it. Nobody else does. This bale of hay cannot be controlled. When a wildfire raged through Elkhorn Ranch, the sudden loss of pasture became a serious problem for a family business. Faced with horses that needed feeding and a Texas drought that sent hay prices soaring, the owners had to act fast. Thankfully, Mary Miller banks with Chase for Business, and with greater financial clarity and a relationship built for the unexpected, she could control her cash flow and keep the ranch running. Chase for Business, so you can own it.
Chase Freedom. The card is for the essentials. The cash back is for the fun. Chase, so you can.
What's happening? Welcome to Sports Center. I'm Scott Van Pelt.
I got a television spinning me with phone. I got a television spinning me with phone. I am a shoulders, knees and toes. I am a shoulders, knees and toes. I am a shoulders, knees and toes. Then take me where
It's not a TV. It's not a tablet. Introducing the Galaxy View from Samsung. Get a Samsung Galaxy View for $99.99 when you sign up for DirecTV service.
Reason the Magic City Classic is so successful is because of geography. Quarterback.
Alabama A&M is a 1-hour drive, and Alabama State is another 1-hour drive. We meet right here in Birmingham, Alabama.
Both schools 1 hour away, central location with a big city airport feel. The Magic City Classic is special. Coming up, the #1 reason why the Magic City Classic is the premier HBCU football game.
Thank you, my friend. Fourth quarter action continues. The 74th annual Magic City Classic, number 75 next year. Alabama A&M trailing by 15. Jay Walker, Roy Philpott, glad you could join us in a game that is kind of slugged along here in the second half. But still an opportunity for the Bulldogs. More laundry on the field on that last play, too.
Number 90. 5 yard. Replay. First down.
It'll make it first down at 5. And, Jay, you hate to keep beating a dead horse. Alabama A&M still does have an opportunity here, trailing by just 2 scores.
And they brought in Edemeyer in the backfield, so maybe that's the spark they're looking for. Ran the football very effective in the first half. Can he get it going in the second half?
It's the carry here, first down yardage.
I mean, he's been running inspired football. That's why I think you have to get him in there, regardless of where he is on that depth chart. Able to run through the arm tackles, find the hole. It's not there in the middle. Gets back to the hole. Had to avoid Henderson in the backfield. That 94 has really impressed me today. Man of his size, so quick. He's missed some tackles in the backfield, but he's been disruptive for the running attack for Alabama A&M.
Hornets show pressure, now back out of it. And here it comes again from the linebacker spot. Rush the throw, looking for Johnson. That was Dominique Jackson coming off the edge. Ramsey in coverage.
And that's a really hard throw to make. I mean, in college football, the hash marks are, 5 yards more wide than the NFL. And you're trying to throw from the right hash and out route on the far left hash. That is the most difficult throw you can make as a collegiate quarterback. And don't take the chance. Go someplace else with the ball.
Out of the pistol to the deep handoff. Eldemeyer gets to the edge across the 25. Gain of 7 yards. It'll bring up 3rd down and 3. The tackle made by Courtney Berry, his 14th of the ball game.
And wouldn't you keep running Edemeyer? I mean, he's finding the holes. So in the offensive line, I don't know what it is. Maybe they're blocking for him a little bit better, but he's been your best running option. Now you keep him in the game. The threat of the run is still there, and the pass.
Approaching 10 minutes to play. Bulldogs need a first down to keep the drive alive. They'll go back to the air, and it's in and out of the hands of McKenzie. A rare drop by the superstar wideouts. Robert Easterwood in coverage.
And McKenzie has to make that catch. That was a good ball. We talked about it being a hard throw from one hash across the field, but give credit to Ballard. He put that ball on the money, and McKenzie dropped it.
And a timeout on the field will be taken by the Bulldogs. 2 remaining, 9:59 remaining. Hillgrove and McEachern getting set to do battle coming up Friday, 8 o'clock. Geico High School Showcase. 2 Peach State powers.
I know about McEachern. Wow, I haven't seen that name in a long time. I played in NFL Europe, Barcelona Dragons. Our training camp was at McEachern High School.
Was it really?
In Georgia, yeah. Jack Bignell was our coach there. Had a good time playing overseas, and haven't seen McEachern in a long time, right outside of Atlanta.
Rain coming down in Birmingham, as it has for most of the second half here at the Magic City Classic. Nearly 67,000 strong last year. Close to that number again this year before the skies opened up above. Nick Carton, a wobbler. And it will take a Bulldogs bounce inside the 30 down to the 29. A punt of 44 yards. Ball was not touched by the Hornets. It'll be 1st and 10. And perhaps, Jay, it's up to this Alabama A&M defense to simply make a play, force a turnover, a pick six, a fumble recovery, something.
They've been blitzing a lot, and they've gotten away with a lot of blitz, so you have to think they feel comfortable with their secondary doing it. Can they do some run blitz? And I think it's blitz them all out for the rest of this game.
Tell me if it looks like this football was touched off that right foot. It was not. And plenty of green between the leather and the potential defender there, the kick cover team. If you're just joining us,
out there in front of him,
right,
yard.
It's been the play of the punters that has been semi-controversial tonight. We saw a drop punt by Nick Carton in the second quarter, a fake punt.
Field. Moving on the field. The ball touched the receiving team player.
Whoa.
Then recovered by the kicking team. First and 10.
It's going to be Alabama A&M ball. What did they see that we did not see?
Let's go back to the replay booth if we can.
Take a look at that last angle.
Well, replay is going to overturn this.
Okay, so on the field they said that it was, and now they're going to review it. I don't think this is the angle that shows it, but you see.
Did it hit his hand? Did it hit his hand before it hit the ground? Roll that back. One more time, right there.
I don't think it hit his hand. I don't see the ball move.
Well, note the call on the field is that it touched him.
Yeah, but we saw another angle where it looked like that ball was about a yard ahead of him from the sideline view.
Shaquem Peters, reserve cornerback.
This is what I want to see. Now look how far ahead the football is. I mean, that's
is that
2
indisputable
yards.
Video evidence? Can you tell where his hand is there?
You can't piece it together with the hand. You cannot. You're right.
The call on the field is very important.
I mean, that ball was so far ahead of him. He didn't get to it. It was.
One more look.
I don't see the ball move. If it hits you, if it hits your hand, the ball's going to give you some type of odd movement. But I'm going to tell you, I'm honest. I'm batting like the Mendoza line with replays and replay officials over my career. I was having a good year. I'm batting about 300, about 30% of the time.
Was a big play in this game, too.
It could be, yes. It could be very big.
Our best guess, we don't think that it hit him, but it's not what we think. It's what the replay official can see visually. And it's got to be indisputable video evidence to overturn the call on the field.
Yes, and that's why I think they'll probably allow the call on the field to go. But my football instincts and intellect tells me that ball was 2.5 yards ahead of him.
I'm with you.
he couldn't have, I don't think could have hit his hand, but there's not enough evidence to overturn they saw on the field. Now, unless, you know, and that's where you wish you could talk to the official and say, are you sure you saw that ball hit his hand? Because if you're positive you saw the ball hit his hand, okay, but.
Are you doubly sure? That's what I'm hearing from you. It almost sounds like a triple dog dare. Well, a long period of time now has passed us as the replay booth continues to examine that last sequence. It's a big play. James Spade's team can get right back in it.
Yeah.
All right, we're told that weather is wreaking havoc somewhat with the replay booth, but we're told they're going to have a ruling here momentarily. I'm reversing that call. I think that's the correct call. I really do.
The one on the field that it's a touchdown?
Not that it's a touchdown, but it's a turnover.
That it's a turnover?
The ruling on the field has been reversed. The Alabama State football at the 29.5-yard line. 1st and 10.
I think that's the right call.
Reset the game clock to 9:50.
And you have to say, I think they got it right in the replay booth. You know, you say, you know, we know the terms. Undisputable video evidence to overturn it. You look at it, make a football play. You can't have your arm out 3 yards ahead of you. It just doesn't make sense. So I think they got it right. And I needed that because my average was low. it was low.
Tell you what, on Halloween, this game has been as weird and as wacky as you could possibly imagine. We've seen a little bit of everything.
It's the Magic City Classic.
So after all of that, 9:50 remaining in the fourth quarter. Hornets with a 15-point lead and possession. And an awkward landing by Ellis Richardson. Antonio Carey, Jalen Dorsey make the stop after an 8-yard pickup.
And this is no easy task for Ellison. He's been on the sideline watching this game for 3 quarters. It's cold and it's been raining. So you know he wasn't that warm coming in, and you're in there to run the football a little bit, not fresh.
You're a little surprised he's in there, aren't you?
Very surprised.
Yeah.
Duhart responsible for 5 touchdowns.
Here comes some pressure. Quarterback draw. Richardson escapes and brought down crossing the 40. Gain of 5 yards. The drive continues with another first down. The tackle made by Vaughn.
And you've heard me on the call. I mean, I said the same thing to Coach Spady. I almost said to Coach Jenkins, except I stopped questioning Jenkins about it because it's who he is and his philosophy. But you've got a quarterback that's responsible for 5 touchdowns. Played a great game. No interceptions, right? Am I missing something?
He's smiling on the sideline. That's a good sign.
He's on the sideline. And, you know, I think every quarterback, when you grow up playing the position, your goal is to be in a big football game, and you're in the victory formation, taking a knee, so you can receive the accolades from your teammates and the fans there. You know, and I just think sometimes you can force feed trying to get that other quarterback in there. And on the other side, Coach Spady really surprised me, you know, and talked to me, said, Jay, I understand what you're saying from that quarterback position. If you're the man, you want to know that you're the man. Might have stuck with his quarterback a little bit too long today. But dealing with the quarterback position is unlike any other position on the field. You know, yeah, you want your quarterback to have confidence, but you don't want them to be cocky. You know, and you want them to be part of the team, but they have to know they're more than just a regular teammate. They're a leader. So how you manage it, we're seeing 2 different styles on display here this evening.
Alex Anderson in the backfield gets the far side handoff. And the carry up to the 48. Brought down by Brown. Jay, we're starting to see now the Hornets milk the clock, taking the play clock inside of 5 seconds. Very content with this 2-score advantage, and who could blame them?
Yep, right. Take the victory. Move on if you can get it. But the things we've seen occur in this game, 7.5 minutes is a lot of time.
Very true. Third down and 5. Halfway through the fourth quarter, and Brian Jenkins in search of his first win in the Magic City Classic.
In a passing situation for Ellison.
Empty backfield, quarterback run. Brought down at the 46. William Pritchett made the stop after a gain of 16 yards, however.
Ellison not going to get the opportunity to throw the football, but more importantly, able to get a first down for the Hornets.
This time they'll snap it quickly. Richardson. The seas parted momentarily. Gain of 11. And the drive continues with another first down.
There'll be a personal foul on this play at the end of the play, so this is coming back, but quick decision. Linebacker overruns the hole. Ellison with a quick decision. Pulls it.
Personal foul, number 79 of the offense. 15 yards. Second down.
Jalen Ware, starting left tackle.
He's trying to justify it, but he knocked the Alabama A&M defender to the ground clearly after the play was over.
Well, if you're Alabama A&M, don't you consider just settling out here? You got to get the football back. You need a turnover. You need something to happen defensively.
Try and force it. And what Alabama State is they're not doing, they're coming out with this empty formation, and they're making them show where the pressure's coming from, and they're bringing the motion guy across, and it's just a simple read for the quarterback.
And a first down carry. Brower had a chance to bring him down to the backfield, couldn't do it. Virgil Johnson finally does so, but 11 yards upfield. Now this game last year, a 37-36 shootout. Bulldogs didn't take the lead until there was 2:26 remaining. So this game has had a similar feel compared to a year ago, but you just don't get the sense that Alabama A&M's got the firepower to complete the comeback this go around.
Felt like that a season ago too. The offense really struggled. They did play better in the second half. But this has been a really good performance by the Alabama State defense.
End around play. Brought down at the 21 by Danny Johnson. Khalid Thomas continues to have the hot hand.
This is an impressive drive. This is a seal the deal type of drive. If they can put some points on the board, it doesn't even have to be a touchdown. If they can get a field goal on this drive, this is what you need to have. Running the clock out. I mean, you know they're not going to throw the football. I think everybody in the stadium knows they're not going to throw the football, even though they're coming out with this 5-wide formation, and the offensive line has really gotten the job done up front.
Thomas now 19 carries, 98 yards. Fake the handoff to 7, and Richardson straight ahead will lose a yard. Avery Giles with the tackle. And the play clock resets. Under 5 to play, and likely under 4:30 before the next snap of the football. Now, if the Hornets can hold on and win this one, what a win it would be for Brian Jenkins. His first year after coming over from Bethune-Cookman, surprising a lot of people this past offseason. We talked with him about it on our phone call with him this week, and he said it's been rocky at times. He's ready to turn the page. Hasn't been easy. Richardson gain tackled after a gain of 1. But you know a victory here tonight would mean a lot to him and also to his program.
Oh, to his program, and the athletic director Melvin Hines was around earlier. You know, he was brought here to win this football game. I mean, there's no question about it. On the same side, Alabama A&M feels the same way about Spaden. He was brought to Alabama A&M to win this football game. That's how big it is in this state. With a record, what was Jenkins' record against rivals, against Bethune-Cookman, FAMU? 4-0 versus Florida A&M. You know, he understands the task at hand. And they've got some, you know, when you ask them, you know, why do you leave Bethune-Cookman? You had so much success to go to Alabama State. If you haven't been to Alabama State, you need to see it. They have probably the best FCS football stadium in the country. Brand new stadium, it's probably 3 or 4 years old. Fantastic facilities there. And they have a base of people that really pull for the Hornets in Montgomery.
That means a lot to have that kind of support, does it not?
It does. I mean, as a coach, and kids like having shiny things. And they've got a nice shiny stadium. The equipment room is nice. The weight room is nice. And you've got a following. There's some tradition there. So things are looking up in Alabama State. And I think they got a good hire when they got Brian Jenkins to leave Daytona.
A 4th down, and the Hornets will go for it. That pass went backwards. A live football. And the Hornets will turn it over on down. So trying to milk a little bit more clock. Unable to do so. 4:10 remaining. And Bulldogs football here in Birmingham when we come back.
So, Kaylee, how was your day with the Buick Encore?
Talk about the ultimate college football road trip. First, we hit the highway. This train is ready to roll. I got my game day errands done. Took a little time out.
You are dropping back to path.
And then I used the in-vehicle Wi-Fi to watch some football game highlights. I still can't believe you let me keep the car for 24 hours.
That's the Buick 24 Hours of Happiness test drive for you. We think it's a better way to take a test drive.
I like your game.
Experience the Buick 24 Hours of Happiness test drive.
You've been undercover 3 months. Don't forget what side you're on.
These guys think they're crusaders with a worthy cause.
We give more than we take.
They find that you're FBI, they will kill you.
Body stop!
People see what they want to see.
We're all gonna die. The only question is how.
Point Break, rated PG-13, December 25th.
There comes a time when even an all-star sister can use some assistance himself.
Do I need to be worried about identity theft? Everybody does. So that's when somebody tries to use my name? My likeness? Yes, sir. Like if they try to look like me, but with a fake mustache? Yeah. And glasses? Yes, exactly. I think I'm gonna need some help with that.
When assisting is in your blood, you know it.
$35-20 back in Birmingham. Jay Walker, Roy Philpott. As we take a look at tonight's Bring in the Flavor, brought to you by our good friends at McDonald's. The star of Blackish, Anthony Anderson, great to see him. Crowd really appreciated his arrival today, too.
Alumnus of
Howard
University.
I knew that.
Anderson. There you go.
Back to live action. Ballard down the field as a man, but it's incomplete. Intended for Josh Davis. Make that Devon Johnson.
All the festivities here. I mean, over the years since I've been here, I've seen Ice Cube, Common, Lisa Ray, Bootsy Collins. That was one of my favorites, besides Ice Cube, of course.
Jagged Edge tonight, of course, even with the rain.
Yeah, Belle Biv DeVoe performed the after concert.
Now you know.
And, of course, my buddy, Morris Day. Morris Day in the time. This place is really... You're going to see good football teams leaving it out on the field, atmosphere, barbecue, everything down here.
We really can't go wrong with that. On third down, 7 of 17 with third down conversions. McKenzie needed 10, will pick up 14, and the drive continues. So don't go anywhere just yet. Under 4 minutes to play. Credit Alabama A&M for hanging around.
And he's really good at splitting the double team coming his way. Second time we've seen him do it in this football game. Watch him set up the defenders, knows where it's coming from, and picks the inside shoulder, cut through and get the first down.
Deep drop, pitch and catch into Hornets territory. Kenyon Davis in coverage against Devon Johnson.
I think you continue to throw the ball to your wide receivers in space with the rain coming down and the slippery field conditions. Maybe one or two quick moves, you can make a defender fall and get a big play.
We'll roll the pocket far side this time. Ballard keeps it alive down the field, and it is incomplete. Now they're going to call it a catch inside the 40.
Did he go out of bounds? See the official with his hat off. Two officials with the hat off. That's normally a sign that the receiver was out of bounds and cannot be the first one to touch the ball.
Well, from my vantage point, it looked like he didn't make the catch, and then I thought I saw an official, his arms above his head, signaling the catch was made.
Illegal touching on the receiver. Number 13, he went out of bounds on his own and was the first to touch the ball. That penalty is declined. It'll be third down.
Third down and 4 coming up after the penalty was declined, and Brian Jenkins maybe not what he wanted in that sequence. Perhaps thinking it was a loss of down momentarily, but third down coming up. The rain really starting to pour. Ballard with time floats it out of bounds. Bradley Street in coverage, looking for O'Darius Williams.
That's not a penalty that you would decline. You know, to continue to give them third and 4, very makeable. You would want to move them back and force a team like Alabama A&M to have to throw the football down the field. But see if it pays off for them. Now it's fourth down, and this is the first down that Alabama A&M has to have if they're going to have any chance at all trying to get back in this football game.
0 of 2 on fourth down tonight. The pump fake and rifles a pass, and it's picked off. Off the carom, and it popped out of the last second. Brandon Street came very close to forcing the turnover. It'll be first and 10 for the Hornets, and Jays give me 5 when we come back.
When does driving matter most? Finding your new favorite road? Or when just taking a drive turns into a drive for good? This holiday, take a test drive during the Mazda Drive for Good event, and we'll give back an hour of our time to local causes. Buy any new Mazda and we'll donate to St. Jude or a charity you choose. Because driving matters most when you're driving for good.
Did you know Intel processors brought personal computers to the home?
Totally.
And then Intel made them more efficient so that you could fit all this into a laptop. Tight. Real tight. And then they helped bring Wi-Fi to everybody.
Whatever that is. Come on.
And now, Intel's best processor ever is here, which helps PCs do things you never thought possible.
Like time travel?
Hey, these pants are timeless.
Introducing Intel's new 6th generation core processor. It's our best processor ever.
Straight Talk's unlimited plan saves me money. In fact, I saved enough to help with this trip to Hawaii. But to prove that I also get one of America's largest and most dependable networks, I'll call my brother. He's in Alaska.
Hey, Tom. How's it going?
Today I got up around 11:30, and then I went snorkeling, and it is amazing. The water is so...
Best phones, best networks, half the cost. Get a Samsung Galaxy S5 or bring your own phone. Unlimited talk, text, and data. First 5 gigs at high speed is just $45 a month. Straight Talk Wireless, only at Walmart.
What's happening? Welcome to Sports Center. I'm Scott Van Pelt.
I got a television spinning me with home. I got a television spinning me with home. I am my shoulders, knees and toes. I am my shoulders, knees and toes. I am my shoulders, knees and toes. They take me where
It's not a TV. It's not a tablet. Introducing the Galaxy View from Samsung. Get a Samsung Galaxy View for $99.99 when you sign up for DirecTV service.
All right, America, the reason why the Magic City Classic is the #1 HBCU Classic has to deal with population. Jay Roberson.
There are 65,000 people in the stadium.
65,000 people in the stadium and
45,000 outside tailgate.
The Magic City Classic, the premier HBCU classic in America.
Vibrant atmosphere. You take a look at the complete and total. Give me 5.
Yeah, legendary Legion Field. The tailgate starts Tuesday. This is tailgate with RVs. After party in the parking lot, which is, I'm going to get to it. It's raining, but they're going to feed me good. They always feed us good, and that's why I've got my own RV. And I think the location is something that gets overlooked. These schools, I mean, Birmingham is directly in the center between Huntsville and Montgomery, and the 65,000 people in the stadium and 50,000 outside, and that number's probably low on the outside, and they stay all day. There's nothing like it.
15 yards from the end of the line.
And this is your very first Magic
down.
City Classic.
It's been great.
What'd you think? Was it as good as advertised?
The atmosphere, driving in and then walking into the stadium here in the press box itself, absolutely blew me away. I had no idea that this is what this was all about, and it was great, especially kickoff. The rain has forced, obviously, a lot of people to depart early, but it's been fantastic. It really has.
Yeah. You know, can't blame, you know, I'm not getting my hair wet, man, so I'm all right. You know, got protect, do a little bit, go inside. But from this booth, I mean, this is the same booth that, you know, for years you probably heard Keith Jackson make the call, Whoa Nelly, calling the Alabama and the Auburn games here, played at the
Iron Bowl for almost 40 years.
Yeah.
The first ever SEC championship game was played here, the first two, in fact, at Legion Field.
That's right. Didn't Antonio Langham make the interception here? And I see Langham. You know, when I come down here, I'll see Antonio Langham. You see a lot of the Alabama former players that'll come by. So they do a good job here with this game. It's all worth it. And to me, you know, I fell in love with this game. This is probably my 10th classic. And after the second one, I said, wow, this is something unique. And people ask me all over the country, is that game really that big and everything that goes along with it? Yes, it is.
Yeah, the answer is yes.
Yeah.
It truly is.
Yep.
And you have to be here, I think, to experience it. With all the true color and everything, the pageantry that comes along with it, it's incredible.
And then I think one year we did a package on just the grills in the parking lot. We ranked the grills. Give me 5 as the top 5 grills. And there was competition even for that. And Coach Beatty's learning. We won the first one. Not going to expect to win them on a regular basis in a rivalry type classic that's this intense.
Play clock under 10. Hornets will have to snap it a couple of more times. And with a win here tonight, it'll be 4 victories in the last 5 games in Brian Jenkins' first season. And certainly playing their best football the last month or so are these Hornets.
And for both of these two teams, I think their best football is ahead of them. There's been such a change in the SWAC in terms of football. You know, for the longest time, it was the Western Division that dominated with those great Grambling teams and great Southern teams. And then the East now is kind of dominant. You've got Alcorn State that's running away with it. When Alabama State and Alabama A&M were competitive with Alcorn was at the bottom. So I think 2 coaches within the first 2 years of their program, they're going to get things going in the right direction. But right now, it's a matter of which one of these schools is going to be the first one to really be a legitimate contender taking on Alcorn in the Eastern Division of the SWAC.
One more snap of the football, that'll just about do it. And a kneel down. Of course, one more flag.
Of course.
And it's quickly picked up. And the 2015 Magic City Classic champions, Alabama State, 35-20 over Alabama A&M. Final thoughts, Mr. Walker?
Well, they knew they were getting a good coach when they brought Brian Jenkins in. He was brought in to win this game and win some others. Good hire, seems to be a good fit. And Alabama A&M, they got the upset last year. They still have work to do. They've got to bring in some more personnel to fit this pistol offense if they want to be contenders on a regular basis.
Hornets improved to 4-4, 4-3 in the SWAC. And the Gatorade bath never felt so good as Alabama A&M falls to 2-5 overall and 2-3 in conference. Our final score once again, Alabama A&M falls to Alabama State 35-20. For Jay Walker, our producer Major Howe, our spotter Tommy Ross, and our statistician Kevin Barnes, good night from Birmingham, Alabama.